Sao Paulo, Brazil. One of the largest metropolises in the world. In the heart of a nation that produces the fiercest warriors on the planet. Banja Studios. Tonight, the gladiators go to war. In the main event, an extreme duel. João Paulo coming off 5 victories, 2 devastating knockouts. An unstoppable force. Fernando Levy, 30 fights, coming off his only knockout loss. Returns hungry for redemption, more dangerous than ever. 2 warrior hearts, only one can win. In the co-main events, the veteran versus the future. Artur Medrugodao, 4 years away from the cage, returns to prove he still belongs with the elite. Hernan o Protagonista, youth, talent, limitless ambition. Who will survive? Artur Zig, Jiu-Jitsu black belt, deadly rear naked choke. Fernando Bad Time, battle tested, hands of stone. Former fighters return, one objective, reclaim their place in SFT Combat. Demetrio Cascaneto, Guilherme Samsenge, Jiu-Jitsu champions, natural finishers. Someone goes to sleep. But first, future champions write their names. Pedro Lopez, Stazinho Boraro, Bruno Naguinho, João Meneses. Young warriors fighting for a professional contract. Tonight, hunger becomes glory. Tonight, sacrifice becomes reality. SFT Future Gladiators II. The future fights today.
And welcome to the world's best location for Samba, the tallest cathedrals in the world, and of course, Carnival. It's also home to elite combat sports, and that's just what we have in store for us tonight. It's SFT Gladiators do Futuro #2, Future Gladiators from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Hey everybody, I'm Jordan J. Adams alongside longtime UFC veteran Billy Quarantillo. Billy, we're watching the Portuguese commentators right now, and I wanted to just address SFT. It's famous for placing elite Brazilian fighters into the UFC. What is it about SFT in the country of Brazil that creates such good fighters as we look at the card?
Yeah, Jay, man, I am super excited to be here for this card. I think SFT does a great job. Not only is there so much talent in Brazil already, they do a great job keeping their fighters consistent at a young age too, but more so, they have the semi-pro cards, which is an in-between of an amateur card, and it gets them really prepared to go pro. So when they go pro in these big organizations like SFT, they are more than ready to go to that next level and eventually get to the UFC.
Gonna be a great night of fights. Co-main event, João Paulo versus Fernando Levy. It's a catchweight matchup. It's gonna be the famous and ever-growing, extremely popular Xtreme.
Stazinho Boraro's dominant debut at SFT Combat 57 was just the beginning.
Ele busca a finalização de todo quanto é jeito.
The number 5 ranked amateur bantamweight sensation returns to face Pedro Lopez. 2 undefeated prospects, one contract, one chance to seize glory. Who becomes SFT's next star?
I am getting stoked and now extra excited because El Presidente is here himself, the founder of SFT, Mr. David Hudson. Thank you for joining us. What can we look forward to tonight, sir?
Oh my God, first of all, it's so good to be with you guys again. It's been too long. Now we're back and now we're here to stay. You know, the Future Gladiators, this is our second event. You know, there's so much talent in Brazil. And it's hard to give people in the beginning of the career a chance because we've got guys with 30, 40 fights. So here it's like we're putting together the best of the young guys. They impress me here. They got a multi-fight contract. So I'm very excited. We're in the beautiful studios of Atlantis. It's an amazing setup.
Taking a look now at the first fighter making his way into the arena, Pedro Lopes. Started training less than 3 years ago, but already been racking up all kinds of victories in K1 and AMI MMA. Had a great performance at Fight Club, MMA Amador, and earned the right to move up to the SFT semi-pro card. This is an important step in his young career. Now he's facing the talented Stezinho Baroro. It's going to be a great fight. He's going to challenge his courage, his versatility. And what are the keys to victory right now for Pedro Lopes, Billy?
Yeah, he's definitely more of a striker. And don't let that only 3 victories in MMA fool you. He has 9 victories in K1 fights, so he is definitely more of a striker. He wants to keep this fight, I would say, in the center of the ring. He wants to strike. He wants to work that takedown defense, and he's looking for the finish on the feet.
No question about it. Has a lot of background in Muay Thai, fighting out of Sao Paulo. We're going to meet his opponent right now, Stezinho Baroro. Stezinho Baroro, the discreet and efficient Mochilinha, the backpack. Yeah, I love that. You gotta love that kind of a nickname, the backpack. I think that probably is due to his sturdiness, living up to the teachings of his jiu-jitsu teacher, former featherweight champion Thiago Terranova. Stezinho has been standing out for his technical, precise, and finishing jiu-jitsu with 5 submission victories on his record. He shows that his victories are the real deal, and he's going to make his professional debut in the next edition of SFT Combat, marking a new chapter in his career inside Brazil's most radical cage. What are the keys to victory for Stezinho?
Yeah, Jay, this is your typical striker versus grappler matchup. If you see here, 8-1 as a semi-pro fighter. He is a grappler through and through. He has 5 finishes already on the ground, and he's only 21 years old. So these guys are both young. These guys are both young guns that you're going to see at that next level, but they have their work cut out for them because of the SFT. They only bring in the top prospects in Brazil, and you're about to see a great matchup, the first fight of the night.
Both of these fighters are 3-0 in their last 3 fights as well. Go ahead, Dave.
You know, these guys, they come hungry, but because they know this can change their lives, they give it all. So sometimes we have the most amazing fights.
Here's how they look on paper, Billy.
Yep. It looks like they're very similar on paper. They are both young guns, 21 years old and 24 years old. Both have outstanding records. It does look like Bararo has a lot more experience, but don't forget about that K1 experience Lopes comes in with. So he's got a lot of experience in the ring, in the cage. So this is just a great matchup on paper.
Senhoras e senhores, sejam bem-vindos ao SFT Gladiadores do Futuro 2. Vamos para esse combate de MMA semiprofissional com 3 rounds de 3 minutos. Vamos lá, no corner azul com ele. 24 anos de idade, 24 years old, 60 quilos e 400 gramas, 60 quilos and 400 grams, com 3 vitórias e nenhuma derrota, 3 victories, no defeat, fighting for São Paulo, Brasil, Pedro Lopes. E o seu adversário no corner vermelho, com 21 anos de idade, 21 years old, 61 quilos e 300 gramas, 61 quilos and 300 grams, com 8 vitórias e uma derrota, 8 victories, 1 defeat. Fighting for Dourados, Brasil, Stezinho Baroro. E o árbitro para este combate, Cassiano Lopreto, the referee.
So Lopes fighting out of the blue corner. He has the white trunks. And Bororo fighting out of the red corner. He has the gray Muay Thai trunks. And you see the intensity already between these two young Turks, both with outstanding records. Great matchmaking here at SFT. Just great matchmaking. This is the first fight of the night. This would be like, this would be mid-card to a featured fight on another card. And these are the first fights. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see who's going to be able to implement their game. Oh, and we're off to a fast start here, right on the cage right away.
Bororo pressing Lopez up against the cage. Lopez got the double unders now, looking to change levels perhaps.
Yep, and this is where Bororo wants to be. He wants to push him up against the cage. He wants to take him down. He wants to submit him. Lopez needs to do a good job of separating and land some big strikes off the break here.
Like you said earlier, the classic stand-up versus ground guy, which always makes for, styles make fights.
Oh, and there we go. We got our first takedown. Let's see how Lopez can deal with it, with being on his back. This is exactly what Bororo wants to do in the fight. Take him down, beat him up, and look for the finish.
Lopez did a great job composing that guard. That was quick and slick. Really nice work. He closed it up now.
Absolutely. Even though we say, striker versus grappler, these guys are usually pretty well-rounded everywhere the fight goes. So it's just going to be a matter of who's better in which area and who's able to implement their game.
Yeah, the days of coming in and being one or two-dimensional are over. You're going to get spanked in the cage if you can't do it all.
These guys that we just signed up with Minotauro to be part of our broadcast team. So for these kids to have Minotauro in the stadium with them, it's such an honor. So they're really excited about the fact that he's there and he's going to be he went and talked to them before the fight.
Sorry, Dave, but that was a quick finish with the choke. And how stoked is Bororo?
Bororo got the easy guillotine. It looked like Lopez stood up, left his neck out a little too long, and that's all she wrote.
Beautiful job by the team break protege. And now he's got a 4-fight win streak on his record. He moves to 10-1. Beautiful work. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, it was all Bororo in this fight. Did exactly what he wanted to do. Put him up against the cage, tripped him, took him down. Lopez did a good job of getting back to guard, but with that ground and pound, and then Lopez just got up, left out his neck just a little too long against a high-level grappler like Bororo. That was just an easy submission for him.
And it almost looked like he was smiling as he was sinking it in. He was grimacing, but he was also smiling because he knew. He knew.
Yeah, that looked like one of those submissions that he probably does in the gym all the time. Level grappling, he's only 21 years old. Man, the future is bright for this young fighter.
Senhoras e senhores, vamos para o resultado oficial. O árbitro interrompeu o combate a 1 minuto e 26 segundos do primeiro round, declarando o vencedor por uma finalização com uma guilhotina, Stezinho Bororo.
Beautiful work there for the youngster. Moving to 10-1. Now a 4-fight win streak. And Team Break could not be happier. And El Presidente has now made his way into the cage.
Estou aqui com o primeiro vencedor da noite, Stezinho Bororo. Cara, que finalização sensacional. Finalização de gente grande, cara. A gente só vê quem realmente entende de jiu-jitsu colocando quase o adversário para dormir numa guilhotina de pé.
We're here with the winner. That was a great submission. You really showed how well you know the jiu-jitsu game. So what do you have to say about this finish?
Na última luta eu tive bastante dificuldade de finalizar na guilhotina. Então assim que a gente saiu daqui no sábado, segundo, a gente já estava treinando ela. Se encaixasse, ia pegar, não tem pra onde correr.
So last Saturday we had some trouble with that same move. So we started training as soon as I left the octagon. And today was a different story. I could nail him with that move.
Segunda vez que eu te entrevisto aqui em cima desse cage, cara. Numa próxima, talvez, já numa luta profissional?
It's the second time I'm interviewing you in this cage. Maybe next time it will be in a professional fight.
Aqui a gente tá pronto pra tudo, é guerra o tempo todo. Mas é meu mestrão que manda, tem que apertar pra ele.
We're ready for everything. Here it's war at all times, but my master here is the one who gives the orders. I just follow them.
É isso, senhoras e senhores, Stezinho Bororo. Mestrão vai deixar assim, viu? Valeu, palmas.
What a charming young man, just 21 years old. You gotta love it when the youngsters come in and perform like that. Let's take a look at action from the fight. It was a short one, as you said, Billy, and Baroro was able to do exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, this is exactly what he wanted to do, and these are the guys you're going to see now. He's 21 years old. He's probably been doing jiu-jitsu his whole life. He wrapped up that guillotine. He got the elbow nice and high. He started pushing on it. Definitely a different technique that you're used to seeing with that guillotine, but man, he knew exactly what he was doing. The ground and pound set it up. He made Lopez come right up into his guard, and he wrapped that guillotine, and again, he even talked about in the post-fight, this is something he's really been working on with his team. I'm sure he's got a great team, and we are super excited for the future of this young grappler, and I'm sure he's going to be more well-rounded with his striking moving forward.
And don't forget, later tonight, João Paulo will be squaring off against Fernando Levy. That's going to be a catchweight matchup, and Renan Freitas will be stepping in to meet Arturo Madrugada. It should be a great one. All that and more when we return. Coming up, should be a good one. João Menezes versus Bruno Neguinho. Looking forward to it.
Bruno Neguinho has proven himself a cage warrior in SFT Combat. Fight Club's most battle-tested veteran now faces João Menezes, a savage debutant hungry for violence. Experience meets raw aggression. Discipline collides with chaos. Only one warrior claims the SFT Combat contract.
Oh, you gotta love it when both fighters are bringing wins and momentum into the cage. Neguinho began his martial arts career in judo, but from an early age he had a clear goal. He wanted to compete in MMA. With this dream in mind, he began training in Muay Thai through a very cool social project, and since then, he's had so many fights. He fights out of Fight Club Amador. He's got 7 bouts. He's got experience that's made him a complete and determined competitor. Now part of a brand new team, he's coming off 2 consecutive victories, and he knows that the third could be the most important of his career, the long-awaited contract with SFT Combat. To achieve this, Bruno needs to impose his will, his technique, and his passion for fighting against the young and talented João Menezes. It's a battle that promises to be explosive, exciting, and with destiny at stake.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. Nagano is a finisher. He has all finishes in his fight. On paper, we would say he's leaning more towards being a grappler, but he's very well-rounded. Like you mentioned, Jay, he's got the Muay Thai background. I absolutely love how he was an amateur fighter. He stepped up and he lost a semi-pro fight, and then, he humbled himself. He went back to the amateurs, picked up a couple wins, and now he's back with us in the semi-pros. And man, if he has a big night tonight and gets a big victory, you can see him in the SFT Pro rankings very soon after this fight.
Got fighting out of Sahoke, 1-1 in the SFT Casolari fight team. He's got a lot of momentum, and he's got a lot of people talking about him. All right, let's meet his opponent. This is another fighter who brings momentum into the steel cage. João Menezes brings an aggressive and explosive style, a trademark inherited from his head coach, Brazilian MMA legend Eduardo Pamplona, who is responsible for the social project we were talking about earlier. Competing in the amateur division since the age of 14, João has racked up 7 consecutive victories, establishing himself as one of the great promises of the new generation. After an excellent performance at Fight Club, he received an invitation to participate in this particular edition, where he can take the sharp striking with 6 wins by KO, and that is precisely the path he wants to take today. If he wins, he could become the 2nd youngest athlete on the SFT Combat roster. Oh, this is going to be a good one, Billy.
Yeah, you can't say enough about this kid. 19 years old. This is the kind of protege that you rarely see in other organizations. SFT does a great job of this. 11-3 overall. Even though he's only 19 years old, This kid has the type of experience that you rarely see at that age. So, man, I am super excited about this one. He is also a finisher. He has a 91% finish rate, and this is going to be a tough test for him.
Number 8 bantamweight in Brazilian amateur MMA, and as you said earlier, selected for Fight Club.
Absolutely, and this is what we talked about with the age difference, 19 to 26. Both these guys are young bucks. It's making myself feel old. I'm sure it's making you guys feel older as well, too. We mentioned the 11-3 record versus 6-4 record, but don't let that fool you. Ngannou has fought really tough competition, so I think this is going to be a very evenly matched fight.
A little bit of height advantage for Ngannou. We'll see how that settles inside the cage.
Senhoras e senhores, este combate será de MMA semiprofissional com 3 rounds de 3 minutos. Vamos lá, no corner azul com ele, 26 anos de idade, 26 years old, 70 quilos e 400 gramas, 7 quilos and 400 grams, com 6 vitórias e 4 derrotas, 6 victories, 4 defeat. Fighting for São Roque, São Paulo, Brazil, Bruno Souza. E o seu adversário no corner vermelho, com 19 anos de idade, 19 years old, 68 quilos e 900 gramas, 68 quilos and 900 grams, com 11 vitórias e 3 derrotas, 11 victories, 3 defeat. Fighting for São Paulo, Brazil, João Menezes. O árbitro para este combate, Roberto Melo, the referee.
So Souza's fighting out of the blue corner. He has the black and red Muay Thai trunks. Menezes on the left-hand side of your screen. Now on the left-hand side, you can see the intensity out of both of these fighters. Menezes fighting out of the red corner. He has the red gloves and black trunks. Oh, man. It's not often you get goosebumps in early fights, but I got goosebumps for this one.
Yeah, look at this, too. And Menezes is only 19 years old. Let's see if Souza can do anything with that age experience, but he comes out super aggressive. These guys are striking early, which you love to see. Oh, big right hand right there. Menezes landed good. Has him cornered now, Jay.
Yeah, Menezes closing the distance well, Billy. He's closing. The big question was, can he get past that jab of Souza? Oh, and there's your answer right there.
He rocks him there. Souza got rocked there. He's still in it, though. These guys are trading. This cage is a little bit smaller, so these guys, it's all action in these fights.
Yeah, I know that El Presidente, David Hudson, isn't, his preference is for a little bit bigger cage, but I'll tell you what, El Presidente, I'm kind of digging the small cage right now.
The floor of the studio can handle a bigger cage, so we stuck with this cage. I think that the about UFC uses for the number events is just way too big, but this could be a little bit bigger, just a little bit, give them a little bit of breathing space, but it makes great highlights.
Yes, it makes it all action. They're pushing each other against the cage. These guys are back in the center. Both of them seem like they feel comfortable striking, and they're both really letting their hands go.
Yeah, they both had good camps, guys, so gas tanks should not be an issue. They easily made weight. Ngannou came in at 155, and Menezes 152. If you're 3 pounds under, you had a really good camp, and it was easy for you. He might even be a featherweight, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Souza's striking looks sharp right now. Menezes does a good job of putting him up against the cage, slowing down that striking a little bit because, man, Souza's off to a strong start. He does look a little bit bigger and stronger now that we're watching them move around with each other.
Yeah, I'm wondering, and maybe you know this, David, is Ngannou, he's a natural 155, but I'm getting the feeling that Menezes might be a 145er who walks around at 150, 155. Is that accurate to say?
Honestly, I don't really know much about these guys because they're mostly coming from the fight clubs and the amateur events, and there's so much room in the hard drive up here to remember.
Souza going for that guillotine. We already saw a guillotine finish like this right here, David. It looks like he's going in again. They love the jiu-jitsu here in Brazil.
I like to see this because, even the UFC, we see less and less submissions. It's more all about the knockouts. So when someone does something, if he can get this finish, he's got a bonus for the night, 100%.
Souza showed a lot of experience there and a lot of maturity. When he didn't have it, he let it go rather than burning his arms out.
Yep. And Menendez, great takedown there. I was just going to say, he's really fighting for the grappling. I don't think he was as comfortable striking after he got tagged a little bit, but he got a beautiful takedown there. That's what a high-level fighter does. High-level fighters are able to mix it up. If the striking's not going your way, let's mix in a takedown. He had a great takedown at the end there, and it might have been enough to steal that round. Let me know your thoughts on that, Jay.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at action. At the end of that round, guys, you saw Neguinho was not happy with that axe kick. Neguinho was on his back, and Menendez gave him an axe kick, and Neguinho looked over at the ref, and the ref said, just get up.
Just get up, why don't you? Neguinho, we're watching some of the playback right now. These guys were going back and forth. Souza was doing a good job. I really think he was landing more of the strikes in those exchanges, but then you see at the end of the round, Menendez had a beautiful takedown. You see him going for it earlier in this round. He ended up having a little bit of ground and pound, super close round. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges scored it, whether they took into consideration more of the striking or that takedown with the ground and pound. He had a little bit more control. Either way, very competitive round against two high-level fighters.
Yeah, I love being in different countries and seeing how they weigh the different elements of offense and defense.
You know, speaking about that, effective versus damage is what counts the most. And it's very subjective when someone takes you to the ground. How much damage that really does, right? So I guess it's really the stand-up game is really what counts the most.
Yep. We might not be looking at a decision either way. These guys are throwing hard in the second round. Souza's off to a brilliant start, really letting his hands go. Menendez looked like he might be slowing her down a little bit, but they are still trading, and they're both very violent.
Yeah, you know, Menendez got choked in the first round, and he has not been able to put his foot on the gas pedal really since that choke the way he likes to.
Good leg kick there.
And Menendez is wearing it a little bit as well. Oh, stiff left hand. That jab is
big
brilliant.
shot there by Souza.
Man, you're right about his boxing is on point, Billy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. He's taking control of the ring now, taking the center. It looks like Souza's really starting to take over here in the second round, Jay.
He's like a little mini Thomas Hearns in there, lanky, and just he's whipping those hands in.
He's walking him down, and like you said, Menendez is starting to wear it on his face. You can see a big knee up the middle.
And Menendez is looking... Yeah, nice sprawl from
Good
Souza.
shot there. I like that he's mixing it up now, though. And it looks like he's going to get this takedown, too. Brilliant. Very, very smart strategy there to mix in the takedown. He was getting pieced up a little bit on the feet, but he said, hey, you know what? That's the beauty of MMA. Now he's able to grapple with him. Now he's on top. Let's see what he can do with this last minute.
Exactly. It was a perfect way to stop all of Souza's momentum, slow things down. Let's just stop the damage and try to impress the judges in the final minute.
It looks like Souza's got a little bit of blood on his nose too. You can tell these guys are both getting after it. Both of them are wearing it out. Beautiful reversal there by Souza. Now he's on top.
And this Souza is not happy with these kicks.
No, yeah, he doesn't like it. He feels like he was a downed opponent there, but it looked like he was on his way up. So, as his opponent needs to watch his weapons, he also needs to be careful because it was very close. It was right on the line there of being a foul.
And Souza let the referee know it in both rounds that he was not pleased.
All right, these guys are back trading now right in the center.
You know, David, you're talking about... Oh! Straight right!
Huge
and
knockdown
this
by
fight's
Souza.
over!
That is it. Beautiful display and huge victory right there by Souza. My God, what a great finish to that fight.
You know, on paper, you never would have expected that. And that's my matchmaker. He does such a great job at really analyzing the entire career. The guy's 6-4, but you knew that this guy could go hand-to-hand against the guy that's 11-3. And you showed my good job, Magnum, but you're not getting a raise yet.
Yeah, man, you could see him trading right now. He knew he had him hurt there, that three-piece combo. And look, he looked off at the ref. He knew he was done. And, man, he goes in for the finish. And like David said earlier, I know he's heading to the cage, but 6-4 against 11-3. It looks almost like a mismatch, but then you look at it, 26 years old and 19 years old, that's a big gap right there, and he was able to overcome the record, and he was able to put on just an amazing display of martial arts and get a huge win tonight.
And I love his sportsmanship, Billy. He looked over at the ref, I'm going to hurt him, I'm going to hurt him, and the ref said, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then a lot of guys would have just jumped right on him and, started grounding and pounding, but he did give that look off, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knew. He dropped him with that big right hand. He landed a 1-2-1 right up the middle. Boom, boom, boom. That last one was obviously the one that did it, though. Just crumbled him right on the cage. And, yeah, he gave him a moment. He gave the ref an opportunity to stop it. When the ref didn't stop it, he just continued, landed a couple more just to put the cherry on top. End of the fight. Huge finish. And let's see what happens with his career next. Let's see what David decides to do. Because, man, that's a huge victory against an 11-3 opponent. These guys are getting to that, just about to get to that level where, they're going to be into some interesting fights.
Senhoras e senhores, vamos para o resultado oficial. O árbitro interrompeu o combate aos 2 minutos e 43 segundos do segundo round, declarando o vencedor por nocaute técnico, Bruno Souza.
Bruno Neguinho, senhoras e senhores, a foto a gente faz daqui a pouquinho, não tem importância, mas eu queria saber de você, foi um nocaute construído, né? O primeiro round a gente viu bastante intensidade dos dois lados, mas deu para ver que você se manteve na distância e foi ali construindo, não foi um golpe seco ali, você foi pouco a pouco minando ali a estamina do adversário.
We're here with Bruno, the winner of the match. We saw that you built onto this knockout throughout the match. The first round was very intense with strong moves by both sides. How did you get to finish this fight in the second round?
Eu sabia que era um adversário muito duro e já estou a poucos passos para chegar no profissional. Sabia que ele era um cara bom de mão e procurei trabalhar em cima disso, da parte forte dele, até mesmo para me testar e ver se eu estou mais perto de chegar no profissional.
I knew he was a tough fighter. I studied a lot of his game. I knew he was a strong boxer, but I tried to beat him in his game, and it worked out in the end.
Cara, o primeiro round, como a gente já falou, foi muito intenso. Como é que você fez para não cair nessa pilha, né? Deu para ver que você que tentou buscar a distância, né? Você teve que impor e mostrar para ele que não era assim que ia acontecer durante os 3 rounds, se fosse necessário.
We saw that the first round was really intense, as we have said before. How did you manage to control the fight throughout both rounds and actually execute your game as you have planned?
Ele, como o meu corner falou, antes de entrar, para mim começar já em cima, né? Não dar espaço para eles, mostrar que eu ia fazer o meu jogo. Porque ele é um cara bom, que nem eu disse, ele é um cara bom de mão. Se eu deixasse ele ficar acomodado, fazer o jogo dele, podia ter tido resultado diferente.
Yeah, as I said, my corner told me everything about his game before the fight. He told me to be more careful and control the match throughout the first round, and we managed to get away with the win.
Parabéns pela vitória. A próxima, quem sabe, no profissional, né?
Se Deus quiser, Magno, estamos aí.
Yeah, maybe next time you will be a professional. Magno, we're here for that.
All right, well, you just got to give major props to Souza. Bruno Neguinho did a great job in there tonight, able to execute his game plan and come up with a big win to move to 7-4. Now 3 straight wins for the Brazilian. And you see David Hudson has made his way into the cage. Coming up next, Demetrio Seis-Caneto and bloodless Guilherme Cardozo. Coming up next, a bantamweight tilt, Demetrio Seis-Caneto versus bloodless Guilherme Cardozo. Should be a good one. Looking forward to it. The bantamweight, which is 135 pounds. There you see Cardozo versus Seis-Caneto.
Elite debuts collide in the SFT Combat cage. Demetrio Cascaneto, ADCC Sao Paulo 2025 champion, faces Guilherme Sensenge, CBJJE Submission World Champion. 2 black belts, 2 champions, 2 explosive debuts. Who claims their first SFT Combat victory?
Demetrio Cascaneto is a black belt under former 2-time champion Clabinho Souza and a true submission specialist. In his professional MMA debut, he showed his full potential by winning a dominant victory, confirming that the jiu-jitsu talent can also shine inside the steel cage. Now Demetrio faces another BJJ tough guy, and he knows that to win, he'll need to go beyond his sharp ground game. He'll need to show versatility, strategy, and composure to secure another victory and guarantee his contract with SFT Combat.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting fight. I love fights like this where you see on paper, you see 2 specialists, both high-level BJJ guys, both BJJ black belts. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be to see if Cascaneto takes the fight to the ground, if he mixes in the grappling right away, or if he tries to strike with him, since his opponent is also a BJJ black belt. So the keys to victory on this one is going to be who had the better training camp, who's going to be the first one to initiate the grappling. I am hoping for a high-level jiu-jitsu match, but sometimes in these types of fights, it actually turns into a kickboxing match because neither guy wants to go into their other opponent's world. So, man, it's going to be exciting to see how this one plays out, Jay.
That's so ironic, isn't it? You got 2 elite Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belts, and you're going to watch a kickboxing fight because neither one wants anything to do with each other. They don't want anything to do with their jiu-jitsu. I always find that so funny. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. He's fighting out of Team K2 MMA, and they have striking as well. Like we were saying earlier, the striking is there if he needs it. But, you know, his gimme, his go-to is going to be on the ground, but his opponent's gimme is on the ground as well. So that's what makes this so exciting and so really very, very hard to judge who's going to come out on top on this one. Very, very hard to handicap it.
Yeah, when you're getting ready for a fight like this, you know, really when you're getting ready for any fight, you want to think like, okay, what am I good at? What's my bread and butter? What do I want to do? But then you also think of what does my opponent want to do? And you don't want to give him the favor of going into his world, but at the same time, you want to do what you're good at. So this is going to be a very interesting strategical matchup.
No question about it, Billy. Let's meet his opponent as we speak. Bloodless Guillermo Cardozo. And with a nickname like Bloodless, it's going to make you think twice. It says a lot about his fighting style. He never taps out to chokes. He's never been submitted in jiu-jitsu. Unlike his opponent, Sem Sangwe came up through amateur MMA, where he was able to adapt his grappling game to the rules of the cage, which could give him an important strategic advantage. In addition, he trains with some of the best talent in the country, alongside names such as Nicholas Fea, Leslie Pele, and the feared Carlos Prats, all members of the renowned Valley top team. But Guilherme knows he cannot underestimate Cascaneto. His ground game is sick. If he wins and earns a contract with SFT Combat, he'll place Valley top team amongst the most represented teams within the organization.
Yeah, this is going to be a great one. You know, those are all, you know, a lot of them are household names that this guy's training with. He's going into this fight with a little bit more experience actually inside the cage. Jiu-jitsu wise, I don't know who has more jiu-jitsu matches, but he's 3-0. He's never been submitted in a jiu-jitsu match. So I wonder how each of these camps are taking this approach, because when you got 2 specialists, it's like, okay, do we want to do what I'm really good at, or do we want to work what my opponent's not very good at? So is he going to try to keep it striking? I believe the first minute of this fight, the first 30 seconds, is going to give us an idea of what their strategy is going into this fight, because, you know, maybe they want to keep it striking and keep the fight on the feet, or, you know, maybe one of them feel, or maybe both of them feel like, hey, my jiu-jitsu's better. I got you know, a statement to make here. And man, I love matchups like this. Like we were saying before, especially in a small cage, that bell's going to ring and these guys are going to get right to action, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and also both of these guys have ADCC experience and championships. And you were telling us earlier, that is an amazing credit to have.
All right, so we're looking at the tail of the tape. Says Canito, a little bit older. Cardozo's got a little bit more experience. Let's see if that height is going to come into effect. Cardozo's a little bit shorter, but man, on paper, both jiu-jitsu black belts. This is the highest level grappling you're going to see in a fight. Both of them were able to make the 136-pound weight class, 5'6", 5'3". We'll see how much that is. And then, of course, a little bit of a reach advantage for Says Canito.
Senhoras e senhores, este combate será de MMA profissional com 3 rounds de 5 minutos. Vamos lá no corner azul com ele. 32 anos de idade, 32 years old, 61 quilos e 500 gramas, 61 quilos and 500 grams, com uma vitória e nenhuma derrota, one victory, no defeat. Fighting for São Paulo, Brazil, Demetrio Sesco Neto. E o seu adversário no corner vermelho, com 25 anos de idade, 25 years old, 61 quilos e 200 gramas, 61 quilos and 200 grams, com uma vitória e nenhuma derrota, one victory, no defeat. Fighting for Pindamonhangaba, São Paulo, Brasil, Guilherme Cardozo. The referee, Mr. Brian Balshop.
All right, so Sesco Neto is fighting out of the blue corner. You see him there with the black trunks, and his opponent, Guilherme Cardozo. He is fighting out of the red corner. And this one should be amazing because both of these fighters are making their SFT debut here tonight. So they are looking to please El Presidente and show them what they can do in the cage.
You know, we're very excited to have Brian Balshop here with us. He's come from Canada. He's refereed some UFC fights. He's a really professional guy. He loves the history of Brazilian MMA. He wants to be part of it. So he flies down. This is his third event for us. And I just love having the Canadian representing.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He knows his stuff. Toronto guy, and really very accessible to anyone who wants to learn more about the sport. He just loves talking combat sports. He'll talk your ear off in a good way. He's passionate about what he does, man.
And he's really good at it. I've been watching some of the other fights that he's been doing. It's an honor to have him in our cage.
Nice. So you're seeing Cardozo come off in that lefty stance. Says Canito in the righty stance. And here we go. Here's the first takedown event. The first takedown attempt. Cardozo pushing him up against the cage. Off to a good start. Both guys throwing some good shots early on in this fight.
I like the defense so far from Sesco Neto. He's getting the elbows free. He's got the underhook. Defending the takedown from Cardozo. Cardozo still thinks he has something, though. He hasn't given up on it yet.
Yes, this first grappling exchange is going to tell us a lot about where both guys are at in the grappling sense.
The whizzer.
Another shot for Cardozo. He really wants that takedown.
Yes, he does. Sesco Neto wanted nothing to do with it. Now he's going to prevent Cardozo from getting up. And Beauchamp's going to stand him up.
All right, and back to it. You see that open stance. Cardozo's going to be looking for those big left kicks and left punches. Says Canito's going to be looking for that right side, that open side. Looking for those right kicks and right punches.
Nice left hand from Cardozo. You do see the height difference there. And you can see Sesco Neto getting that left jab out there as he should.
Ooh. Says Canito just whips that kick right by his head. Again, nice kick. And again, Cardozo, you can tell he really wants that takedown. Says Canito's doing a great job getting on top. I don't think Cardozo cares if he's on top or bottom. He wants to play jiu-jitsu.
No question about it. You see him holding on now, but you see Sesco Neto trying to get that left foot free. If he can get that out of that figure four, he could take mount and ground and pound and maybe finish the fight.
Yep, Cardozo looks like he's holding on for dear life to that half guard. He's playing deep half guard right now. In kind of a bad spot, getting beat up a little bit here.
you know, when with the striking, the reach makes a big difference. How about on the ground floor? Does it make much such difference as opposed to when you're standing up, when you have 7, 8, 9 inches more of reach?
Yeah. You know, it's a good point. I don't think Cardozo cares about the height disadvantage on the ground because it really doesn't make that much of a difference. Sometimes with those shorter limbs, you can even get chokes a lot quicker. So yeah, I think you know, watching this, I think Cardozo really wants to get that fight to the ground. However, says Canito, he's doing very well on the ground himself. So I think Cardozo's in for a tough night so far in round 1.
Yeah, Sescaneto's not afraid of the ground. He's the ADCC Sao Paulo champion in 2025, and he's got that black belt we were talking about earlier. So, you know, he's no stranger to the canvas, but he just decides he wants a striking fight tonight. He wants to exercise his strikes.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Everywhere the fight has gone so far, he's been able to handle his business so far. He's doing very well in this one.
Got that.
On his back now, yeah, loosening him up with some punches. This is a position I love to be in, man, because when you're on someone's back, there's not much they can do about it. He can start working his choke in. He can strike and beat him up and soften him up and work that choke in. And he's got 41 seconds left, which feels like an eternity when someone's on your back.
Yeah, he's just got a beautiful hooks. And that was preventing Guilherme from getting out. Guilherme's having some troubles here, man. He is getting pieced up here from the top.
Yeah, says Canito is all over him in this fight. He's landing a lot of strikes. 15 seconds left. If I'm him, I'm looking to do some big damage so we can go into the round 2 with a lot more damage. But this is a pretty clear 10-9 round for Says Canito.
You know, those strikes that he does, that really doesn't look like, does it do anything or is more just for show?
That's a great question. Some of those strikes were, not really to hit him hard, but you can tell a couple of them got through. So Cardozo's definitely going to be feeling that a little bit, but not only that, more so with the punches. He kind of got dominated on the ground, and I'm sure that's where he wants to go. So he's got to, him and his team really got to talk to him and figure out what he could do to change the pace. Because if he can't do anything different, he needs to mix up the striking, needs to get a little bit closer on the shot. It's going to be a long night for him.
Ei, Gui, perdemos o primeiro round. Nós temos que colocar esse...
So he's telling that we lost the first round.
Eu acho que de canhoto não tá legal não. Tem que ser de destro mesmo.
We need to keep it standing and go more with the striking.
Cuidado com o chute alto, ele vai querer chutar alto.
Interesting too. They want to keep it.
And you have to find the right timing to bring him down. Don't just keep him up and then look for the opportunity to go down.
That's good corner advice. I would tell him something very similar.
I love it when the corner is honest with their fighter, right? You don't blow smoke to the fighter. If that fighter thinks he's winning, he might not give 100% or 110% the next round.
Yeah, Cardozo's wearing it now on his face. He needs to do a good job trying to get inside. Now, interesting, he's going to a righty stance now. Maybe he feels more comfortable striking from a righty stance. Ooh, big head kick there. Interesting to change your stance mid-fight and go right back to, full-time righty. So we'll see how that plays out. I do like how he's mixing it up.
Ooh, that outside leg kick was nasty, man.
Yeah, he switched right back to lefty after that one. He got hit with that kick, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna bring this left foot back.
I'm good.
Says Canito doing a good job pressuring. Cardozo landing his own low kick there. Now he's mixing it up a little bit. Righty, lefty, righty, lefty.
3-inch reach advantage for Sescaneto, and that jab that's what you want to do, right? When you get a 3 or 4 inch advantage, get that jab, stick it in your opponent's face.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Jab, straight punches, long kicks. Look like Cardozo's going to his back now. That's a bad habit to have in jiu-jitsu, guys. And this could be the beginning of the end because it looked like Sescaneto is taking over now in this fight.
You can see the frustration, too, on Cardozo's face. Not only is he wearing it physically, but there's the frustration as well on his face when everything you're doing isn't working. It's got to make for a long night.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot. His corner wanted him to strike with him, but when he was striking with him, he was getting pieced up a little bit. So he's like, I don't have a choice but to go back to the ground. You can tell he's got a lot of heart. He's mixing it up. He's grappling. He's trying to strike. But unfortunately, Cez Caneto is prepared for what he is throwing at him right now.
Cez Caneto looking to posture up. He's got a half guard situation with Cardozo, and a lot of guys, they don't even try to go full mount. They can do some real good work here from a half guard as well.
Yeah, a lot of guys like the half guard more because you can control the hips a little bit better. In full mount, they can bump and do a lot of stuff here. Cez Caneto getting real violent here. He looks like he might be getting close to a finish. Cardozo, credit to him staying in this fight, but man, he's got to get busy here. He's got to, open up that guard, try to get back to full guard, look for his sweep, look to get back to your feet because he's taking a beating right here.
And Brian Beauchamp had seen enough. Beautiful win for Demetrio Cez Caneto. Did everything he wanted to do here tonight. Was able to get mount, was able to get half guard, and punished Guilherme Cardozo for the entire time he was on top. Brian Beauchamp's #1 duty is to protect the fighters, and that's exactly what he did here tonight.
Yeah, there was a little confusion there. That's why I hesitated. Cardozo got up and acted like he was ready to go, but Cez Caneto landed about 50 unanswered strikes. That was one-way traffic in that second round. Cez Caneto did exactly what he had to do. He was winning the fight on standing. When he got to the ground, he knew the end was near, and when he started landing some big shots, he just kept throwing and throwing and throwing. I agree. I think the ref did a good job. That was a good stoppage, and just a great night for Cez Caneto, who moves on, gets another win on his resume against another high-level black belt.
Here you see, Billy, as you were mentioning, it was non-stop action. It was traffic one way. And, the referee is telling you, I need to see something. I need to see something. If I don't see you doing anything, you're not fighting back, you're just kind of turtling up, those little hammer fists, they're not going to be enough. You're just taking damage, and you're a young kid. The job for the referee is to protect your health, because you won't do it because you're a warrior.
Yeah, and we just watched back on the replay. This is something I talked to my young fighters about. Cardozo was trying to kind of strike back with him from the bottom. It's never a thing you want to do is like trade punches when you're on the bottom. You got to try to improve your position because the person on top has gravity. They have the top position. So you never want to get in a striking battle when you're on the bottom. And it cost Cardozo, and huge win for Cez Caneto.
Senhoras e senhores, o árbitro interrompeu o combate aos 2 minutos e 31 segundos do segundo round, declarando o vencedor por nocaute técnico, Demetrio Cez Caneto.
Beautiful win for Cez Caneto, moving to 2-0, and most importantly, impressing El Presidente. You're making your debut. What's the job? Impress the president.
Estamos aqui com mais um vencedor da noite, Cez Caneto. Parabéns pela vitória.
Muito obrigado.
Cara, seguinte, deu pra ver, tanto você quanto o Sem Sangue são muito bons no jiu-jitsu, mas ele te chamou pra trocar ali na luta de solo, só que você confiou no seu striker pra essa luta, mesmo sendo um cara que domina o jiu-jitsu também.
We're here with Cez Caneto. Congratulations on this win. We saw that both fighters are very good in jiu-jitsu and the ground game, but you exchanged punches as well, and you had more of a striking match in some of the moments. I want you to tell us a little bit about that strategy and how you managed to get away with the win.
Primeiramente, olá galera, todo mundo aí, beleza? Cara, eu tô com um dos melhores aqui do Brasil, ó, que é o Kleber Souza. Um dos melhores, junto com o Fernandão. Fernandão aí, TKS, a galera toda aí que sempre me ajuda nos treinos. Cara, aqui a gente tem trocação, tem jiu-jitsu, tem o extra, tem tudo, cara. Se for na trocação, nós vai trocar porrada. Se for no extra, nós vai se esbagaçar, mano. Aqui não tem tempo ruim, não.
First, I want to say thank you for everybody who came to watch. I'm here with one of the best in the country, Mr. Kleber Souza, right here. And that's the message. We're here for striking, for wrestling, for jiu-jitsu. Whatever you come at me, I'm ready for it.
Deu pra ver que no segundo round você chegou pra finalizar a luta. O seu ground and pound estava muito pesado. Você estava sentindo que as cotoveladas ali e que o ground and pound estava pegando mesmo. E aí você encontrou esse caminho para acabar com a luta mais rápido?
Cara, eu fiz exatamente o que o mestre Kleber falou. Exatamente. E a gente tava conversando lá fora. Eu falei, mestre, esse título já é nosso. Ele falou, ó, no segundo round você vai nocautear ele. E foi o que aconteceu. Segundo round a gente nocauteou. Vi que a cotovelada entrou, então persisti e só cotovelada.
He was asked about the second round where he came to finish the fight. He really hit him hard on the ground and pound with those elbows. And he answered that was the game plan. He came in the second round to finish the match in the ground and pound. He really trusts his elbows, and that's how he managed to win the match.
É isso, senhoras e senhores. Sesconeto com a terceira vitória da noite. Vai daí, Gui.
How happy is Demetrio Sesconeto? And looking over, trying to work Big Dave, then work Dave. You know, hey, El Presidente, this is my debut in your organization, and I had a flashy win. Don't forget me.
Love seeing Big Dave the mascot. SFT does it better than almost anyone, man. Love it.
Have you noticed he is particularly muscular? If you
we got to talk to Dave about those muscles that he got in there. But again, we're watching the finish, like we were talking about, two high-level jiu-jitsu guys. We wanted to see how the fight, played out on the ground. Says Caneto, probably the biggest difference was how good he looked on the feet, because before the fight went to the ground, man, he was just whipping those head kicks, straight punches down the middle. He really used that reach advantage, being a few inches taller, being a little bit longer. Cardoza acted like he didn't like the stoppage, but man, you could see it on his face. All these unanswered strikes, you're not going to find too many refs that are going to let this keep going. It's their job to protect the fighter, and he was, kind of taking a beating there at the end. Great fight, great sportsmanship from both guys, but it was Cez Caneto's night for sure.
Sao Paulo, Brazil, one of the largest metropolises in the world. In the heart of a nation that produces the fiercest warriors on the planet. From Banja Studios, 3 battles define destinies. In the main event, an extreme duel. João Paulo coming off 5 victories, 2 devastating knockouts, an unstoppable force. Fernando Levy, 30 fights, coming off his only knockout loss. Returns hungry for redemption, more dangerous than ever. 2 warrior hearts, only one can win. In the co-main events, the veteran versus the future. Artur Medrugodao, 4 years away from the cage, returns to prove he still belongs with the elite. Hernan o Protagonista, youth, talent, limitless ambition. Who will survive? Artur Zig, Jiu-Jitsu black belt, deadly rear naked choke. Fernando Bad Time, battle-tested, hands of stone. Former fighters return, one objective, reclaim their place in SFT Combat. Tonight, hunger becomes glory. Tonight, sacrifice becomes reality. SFT Future Gladiators II. The future fights today.
It's time for the main card, and our first fight will not disappoint. It is a catchweight of 140. Arthur Zig versus Fernandinho Bad Time. And Billy, you've been looking forward to this fight all night.
Yeah, man, this one has been circled on my card ever since we got the opportunity to commentate on it. We have Arthur Zig. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Third place in the IBJJF World Jiu-Jitsu Championship. He is the Thunder Fight Bantamweight Championship. 83% of his wins come by finish. He is a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Now, he's 6-2 as a professional, but he might have a bad time with Fernando Bad Time, his opponent, 7-4 professional. We've seen him before at SFT. Every single fight that we've ever seen him put on has been an incredible show. I think David made the right call by allowing him to come back with us at SFT. He's a striker. He's got 5 victories in Muay Thai. He has over a 50% victory by knockout, and he's also a black belt in Muay Thai. So this is your on paper, at least, we say it all the time, your typical jiu-jitsu versus striker matchup. That's how it looks on paper, but you never know with this, with these guys. They can bring it anywhere. That is the fight I am most excited for. And Jay, I know you're excited about a lot of these fights.
Well, the fight I have circled on my schedule is João Paulo and Fernando Levy. Levy, the showman, and Paulo, the grinder. And this is a catchweight as well. You got João Paulo. He's the champion of the Gladiators of the Future. He's number 2 in the SFTX featherweight rankings. 46% of his victories by knockout, and he is a black belt in kickboxing, and he's going to be squaring off against Levy. As you see, here's the one we got coming up right now. This is the one that you have circled, and this is going to be a great fight as well.
A minha infância foi uma infância bem tranquila. Tive bastante carinho, bastante amor dos meus pais.
É minha infância de moleque, soltando pipa na rua, jogando bola descalço.
Aí Arthur Portes, lutador do ABC Paulista.
Sempre tive um lado, uma vocação assim pra luta e sempre gostei, sempre me interessei. Com meus 12 anos eu acabei entrando no jiu-jitsu.
Fernandinho Bad Time fazendo aí a sua entrada. Ele que é muito bom na trocação.
Eu comecei no Muay Thai. Eu sempre tive curiosidade de saber como é que era. E o bairro onde eu cresci sempre teve muito tráfico. Como era o filho mais velho, eu queria aprender a me defender e defender minha mãe. Eu comecei a treinar Muay Thai, fiz uma luta, fiz outra. Na hora que fui ver, tava querendo ser lutador profissional.
Tentou chute aí, não esperava. Soltou na direita.
Lutei 2 vezes no Fight Club. E, cara, é importante pra caramba, cara. É um divisor de águas ali do atleta amador, né? Saber se ele vai querer seguir isso pra vida ou se é só uma experiência ali que ele vai passar.
Vamos então agora com o Fernando Bad Time. É tempo ruim a luta inteira. Bad Time. Já pegou, vai trabalhando, brother, vai batendo.
O SFT faz um evento amador que já vai preparando a galera. É igual os times de futebol que faz os times de base, né?
Com certeza é um dos maiores eventos do Brasil. Tá disputando com os caras que estão no auge, estão no topo da cadeia alimentar ali, né? Então é ali que você tem que estar. Se você quer ser o melhor, você tem que estar no meio dos melhores.
Trabalha o low kick, deu uma recolhida,
doída. Esse low kick aí é mortal, hein, velho?
Estudei bastante as lutas dele. Tô preparado para o que ele tiver e eu sei o que ele tem na manga ali para que ele vai querer trazer e tô pronto para isso.
Assisti bastante lutas dele, o adversário duro, bom de jiu-jitsu, bom na luta agarrada. O SFT é uma grande vitrine nacional, agora com as transmissões internacional.
Você tá na TV, num canal aberto, num evento grande da magnitude do SFT, isso é muito importante.
But right now we're gonna meet Arthur Zig, who's making his way into the arena as we speak. He has one of the most dangerous jiu-jitsu styles in Sao Paulo MMA. Even with little experience under MMA rules, he's already racked up international victories that have strengthened his career in the sport. Still, undefeated in submissions and known for his feared rear naked choke, Zig is the type of athlete who, if he gets behind his opponent, The result is certain. Game over. Ahead of him is Fernando Bad Time, a true tough guy, as you were saying earlier, Billy, with heavy hands, who's never been submitted. If Arthur wins this fight, he'll pave the way for great challenges within SFT Combat and prove that he's ready to face the elite of Brazilian MMA.
Yeah, don't blink for this fight. Go to the bathroom now. Get it out of the way. This fight is going to be nonstop action. Arthur Zig is coming to the fight with a lot of experience. He's 27 years old. He wins most of his fights, and he gets the fight to the ground, and he's able to overpower and submit most of his opponent. It's going to be very interesting because, like you mentioned, Jay, Fernando Badtime has never been submitted before. We've actually seen him not really have a ton of trouble on the ground. He likes to go in there and put some hands on his opponent. So this is going to be an aggressive grappler against an aggressive striker in the small cage. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a great matchup, and I'm really looking forward to who's going to be able to implement their game plan and get the fight where they want to go.
The one you had circled on your card is this guy right here, Fernandinho Bad Time. He's back! He's back at SFT Combat. Formerly ranked in the top 5 in his weight class, this athlete has accumulated 3 wins and only 1 loss within the organization. Now, in his return, Bad Time has to overcome the challenge of Arthur Zig. Just has to. A high-level black belt in jiu-jitsu known for his aggressive style, as you were just saying. Now, Bad Time is a knockout artist who's already dispatched renowned opponents such as Paulino Tabar, former 3-time WGP champion. Now, if he can keep his distance and land his precise straight punches, Bad Time can claim another remarkable victory and return to the top of the national rankings, reaffirming his place among the best in SFT Combat.
Yeah, Jay, I know we're both excited about this one. Bad Time back with us at SFT. We heard some rumors that, some of the loss that he took, he had some injuries. He was dealing with a lot. As a fighter myself, that's always going to be the case. You don't always go into fights 100%. We're hoping to see the best Bad Time, which I think we will see tonight. It's that typical striker versus grappler. We're going to see if Bad Time can keep the fight standing where he wants to go, land those straight punches that you mentioned, and implement his game plan of, I'm sure he wants to strike. I'm sure he's looking for a big knockout. He's excited to be back at SFT. Him and Dave have a great relationship, and it's pretty clear what the guys are going to want to do in the fight. It's just going to be a matter of time to see if it's going to be Fernando Bad Time landing those straight shots, landing the striking, keeping the fight on the feet, or is Arthur Zig going to be able to get in close, take him down, and implement his game plan on Fernando Bad Time?
Yeah, Bad Time with 5 victories in Muay Thai. He's the Leva JJ Cup champion. 56% of his victories are by KO, and he has a black belt in Muay Thai.
All right, tail of the tape. This one looks pretty even. The age discrepancy, 29, 27, pretty close. You can see the experience, 7-4 versus 6-2. Fernando maybe has fought a little bit tougher opponents, but man, it is super, super close. Arthur winning most of his fights by submission. Bad Time winning both of his fights by knockout. They are both 5'7". They were both able to make weight at that under 140 catchweight fight, and everything else is very, very similar.
Senhoras e senhores, este combate será de MMA profissional com 3 rounds de 5 minutos. Vamos lá, no cordão azul com ele, 27 anos de idade, 27 years old, bateu 62 quilos e 200 gramas, 62 quilos and 200 grams, com 6 vitórias e 2 derrotas, 6 victories, 2 defeat. Fighting for São Bernardo do Campo, São Paulo, Brasil, Arthur Zig. E o seu adversário no corner vermelho, com 29 anos de idade, 29 years old, 62 quilos e 500 gramas, 62 quilos and 500 grams, com 7 vitórias e 4 derrotas, 7 victories, 4 defeat. Fighting for Taubaté, São Paulo, Brasil, Fernando Bad Time. E o árbitro para este combate, Orlando
All right,
Rodrigues,
I'm going to ask you a question,
the
Billy.
referee.
Who does Arthur Siege remind you of?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it a trick question?
Right there. Mini Matt Brown.
I was going to say Matt Brown, but I was like, I don't know if we're going that back to the archives. But yeah, his face looks very, very similar to Matt Brown. I had a feeling that's who we were looking at, but you know, that's an old school MMA guy that we both have a good history with.
Yeah, we're showing our age on that one. Although he's been relevant for, my gosh, they call him immortal, right? He's relevant for 15 or 20 years,
God.
man.
Yeah, he was in that welterweight rankings most of his career too. So very, very high level fighter. And we got a great fight right here, guys. This is going to be a great matchup. I'm super excited about this one.
Yeah, we'll see if Siege can match the skill set of his doppelganger.
Yep, and Siege looking like he looks pretty comfortable on the feet. You know he wants to get the fight to the ground, but good grapplers do a good job of making their opponent strike with him for a little bit and then mixing the takedowns when his opponent's least expecting it. We'll see if he can kind of trick Bad Time into striking with him so he can mix it up, or if Bad Time is going to be able to take over on the feet.
Yeah, you have a distinct advantage on your feet if you have the ground game in your back pocket, right? And your fighter does not want it, your opponent doesn't want to go to the ground with you. Now you can be a little more creative, a little more aggressive with your striking because you're not so worried about the takedown. Your opponent's worried about the takedown. So that frees up your offense.
Absolutely. Fernando just missing with a head kick there. You can tell he's a little more hesitant than we're used to seeing because he knows that shot's coming. Good back and forth right here. These guys are just, good 1-2 there by Bad Time. These guys are feeling each other out quite a bit. A lot of fakes and feints.
Bad Time wearing those Muay Thai trunks, man. Those will wake you right up. He does have a black belt in Muay Thai. Dangerous knees, dangerous kicks, dangerous elbows.
Yep. Good body shot there to back it. And here we go. Here's the first shot. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Oh, and he gets Bad Time to the floor. Half guard. Bad Time's looking for possibly a leg lock entry right here.
Oh, going for the ankle.
It looks like he's got it. Oh, but he gave up position there. I always say when you're in an MMA fight, if you got that leg lock, you got to be really careful to use it to get on top because, 9 times out of 10, this is what happens. They usually give up a position going for that leg lock.
Arthur Siege is the same team as Mano Mito, Manuel Souza. Remember, guys, that he was 10-0 in SFT, went to Bellator, and now he's going to be in the UFC. He's got a great training partner. Manuel Souza, 100% is going to be the next UFC champion. There's no doubt about it.
Amazing. Yes, I remember all these guys now that, you see them at SFT one day and then, a short time later you see them in the UFC. They're my co-workers now, which is awesome.
Rufy just lost his last fight UFC, but before that, his only loss was at SFT to Manuel Souza. So I would love to see the revenge happen in the UFC, but I think Manuel is going to go down, and I think Rufy is going to go. But I don't I think Rufy is he started big, but I think he's going to be dropping out.
Yeah, dropping down in weight class, yeah, absolutely. All right, so now we see Zig on top. Bad Time just, holding on to that half guard. Would love to see him dip under for that deep half guard or look for his knee shield here. And like we said, Bad Time is more of a striker, but of course, man, he's been fighting for so long. He's doing jiu-jitsu. All these guys in Brazil know what they're doing in jiu-jitsu. It's just going to see, who makes a mistake on the ground and who's able to capitalize on that.
I think in Brazil, when you're born, they really send you home with a black belt. Because he's like,
if you're a fighter in Brazil and you don't know jiu-jitsu, you're definitely with the wrong team. All these guys, we always talk about their Muay Thai belts and their jiu-jitsu belt.
Last season we had like 3 or 4 fights where the black belt got submitted by a white belt in the fight.
Wow.
Yeah, because I guess he was expecting the guy to keep it standing, and he took him to the ground and he submitted the black belt. I mean, that must have been an amazing feeling. I know MMA is different because you never know what's going to happen, but white belt to do that is crazy.
Nice work here for Ziege.
Yeah, he seems to be taking over on the ground now here. He's landing some good shots. Bad Time's having a hard time finding his way back up. He had a couple opportunities where he had a little bit of space. I would have loved to see him try to get back to his feet because this is not where he wanted to be in this fight.
Yeah, Ziege is just putting it on now. Full mount now for Ziege with the elbows. Letting him go.
That's got to hurt,
looking for the
huh?
finish. He's got full mount, looking for the finish. He'll land some big shots here, Jay.
He may have gotten opened up, guys. I'm not sure if it was one of his dreadlocks or it looked like maybe a cut.
I mean, those elbows, they cause damage.
Yeah, but he's saved by the bell there. It's a good time to have the round to stop. Zig was taken over there, methodically went from full guard to side control to mount, and right towards the end there, landed some really big elbows. Fernando Bad Time does not want that to happen this round, so this second round coming out, he's going to do everything he can do to keep the fight on the feet, keep it standing, use that reach, and hopefully not get caught.
Sentiu a mão dura? Nada, né? A perna tá incomodando o chute? Então para de tomar esse chute. Outra queda mais rápido. Você já viu o que você quer da hora que você quer. Agora só recupera. Você fez certinho, o jogo era esse aí. A hora que você só tomou muito chute. Só parar de tomar esse chute, cara. Não deixa ele ficar chutando. Tá certinho, respira. O jogo é esse, bicho. Não muda.
Ziege does not want this fight to go to the judges. This is a guy who gets finishes. 83% of his wins are by finish. That's a really high percentage.
Yeah, and after that first round, you can see why. He got to the ground. He was patient. He took his time. He worked his way from a decent position to a great position, landing some big elbows at the end here. And we'll see if he can get it back there in this round.
Yeah, he's looking good. The perfect first round. You can see why his corner was happy. They're saying, you're looking good, just be careful, right? They did not have there was no adjustments for him because he fought a perfect round.
Keep doing what you're doing. You see Bad Time landed a good right low kick and then a good left hook off there. We'll see if Zig wants to shoot a little bit quicker this round or if he's going to try to strike with him a little bit. There he goes, and there's the shot we were just talking about.
Billy, you wonder how much you're paying your coaches. How much did I pay you for this camp when they tell you, hey, you're doing good, just keep doing the same thing?
Yeah, well, they probably had a lot to do with getting him ready to have such a successful first round. Yeah. And the fight's not over yet, but yeah, I agree. That was great work. Round one, you could have asked for a better first round. I think he wore Fernando Bad Time out a little bit too, and now he's doing exactly what he wants to. Put him on the cage, make him work, try to wear him out. Stay in the clinch.
Good opportunity for Bad Time. Probably his best positioning yet. At least he's got Ziege pressed up against the cage.
Yep, good back and forth here on the cage. Not always the most exciting part of the fight when they're grinding on that cage, but man, this part can be grueling. Depending on, who's trying to force the action, this is like, a lot of fights are won and lost in this area of the cage.
Yeah, this is, if you don't have the conditioning, you're done after a little exchange like this, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and Fernando Bad Time, who wants to strike a lot more in this fight, this can wear your arms out. So when you're moving around and grappling, when your striking's not the same after. So we'll see how his conditioning is if he's able to go back and use that striking, because this is turning into a grappling match, which favors Arthur for sure.
Yeah, he's bigger and stronger. I'm wondering if he was the guy who had trouble making 135, as this is a catch weight at 140. Although they both came in substantially under 140, so hard to tell. I don't know who had trouble making weight because both of the gas tanks look pretty good so far.
Yep. Yeah, but this is a grueling fight. That first round, they both landed some good strikes, both grappled quite a bit. Now this is, like I was saying, it's not the cleanest looking fight, but man, this is grueling right now. So both guys are really working hard.
And the pace was much faster in the first round. I think they both tired out a little bit.
They're both trying to work their game plan, but I think both of them are pretty comfortable right here, just kind of taking their big deep breaths and jockeying for position.
Ziege is coming off 2 wins, both rear naked choke wins, both in the third round.
Ziege snuck a nice little knee in there, but this is exactly what he wants to do. He wants to just keep working with those takedowns. Nice. Bad Time staying on top. Let's see if he can keep it.
Zeej had gone for the sweep. He tried to sweep Bad Time. Bad Time overpowered him and landed up on top, but now he's in trouble.
Yes, and this is what good grapplers do. You know, they get into those scramblers, the scrambles that favor them. Now he's in a very good position, and Fernando's probably feeling a little pressure right now. He doesn't want him to get back into a dominant position where he can land those elbows. That cage is keeping him up right now, but if Zeej is able to pull his hips out or rotate his legs, he can flatten him out here.
You know, the real elite grapplers are the ones who win the scrambles, right? Because they just seem to have that cat-like sense of balance, and they're one move ahead of you, and they always end up with the last move.
Yeah, and wow, and here he is. He's back in full mount. Oh, no, sorry, half guard. He's still in half guard, but he landed some decent shots there. Nice scramble by Bad Time. Let's see if he's able to get out of it. Oh, again, a nice knee, and it made his knee go down. That's how you knew it was a good knee, because he didn't want to get hit with another one. Now he's a downed opponent with his knees down like that, but man, he ate a big shot right there.
Yeah, he had the right knee blocked, and so Zeej hit him with the left.
Yep. High level MMA right here.
Relentless, guys.
Yeah, you can tell he's a finisher because he's not just satisfied keeping the position. He's getting the position, and then he's looking to land some big shots here.
He's never going to get stood
up. That's kind of jiu-jitsu that we like to see. They're not stopping. They're constantly moving. Even though they're taking it to the ground, it's not stop moving. This is good for people that are new to the sport.
Yes, being a fan of the sport, you know, you don't want to, even though I love jiu-jitsu, I don't want to see someone just laying on someone not doing any damage. And Zeej is, you know, finishing that round again on top. He's definitely up, in my opinion, he's up 2-0. And, you know, just what you were saying, David, he's getting to these dominant positions. He's landing big shots, and he's making it like a violent fight, which people want to see that violence when they tune in.
We're going to go into the red corner. Let's hear what Valet Top Team thinks Bad Time's next move should be.
You only have this round. You've lost the first two. It's do or die. You have to hit him. You have to hit him. You have to hurt him. There's no other choice. You got to go for it. And don't forget your elbows. You're good with the elbows. You're not using your elbows enough.
The SFT mainstay, Bad Time. He fought in SFT 26, 32, SFT 36, SFT 27. He's been very, very reliable. Let's see if he can pull a rabbit out of the hat here in the third round.
Yeah, I'm sure Bad Time, you know, he needs something big here. He needs to win this scramble right here. There's going to be a tough start to the round if he you know, settles for that bottom position. Big takedown attempt right here.
Billy,
how much pressure does it put you? Like, you know you lost the first round. You know you got to go for it, but if you go crazy for it, they'll just catch you and you get knocked out. So how you find the balance of, like, going for it, but being safe enough not to get knocked out?
It's brutal, man. And in the training room, I always tell guys, imagine you're down 2-0 right now. What are you going to go do? Because you want to try to get that. Because exactly what you said, you got to kind of get desperate, but you don't want to, you know, overexert yourself. And that's usually when guys are tired, too, going in that third round. So Fernando Bad Time has a lot on his plate right now. But he's working, and he's a veteran. And look at here. He might get to his back.
Yeah, that would be a nice comeback.
Yeah, the whole
That'd
thing.
be amazing. That's what we're here for.
Yep. Yeah, and you just got to wonder, like, does Zeej get on his bike? You know, he's piled up a big lead. All of the pressure is on Bad Time. Bad Time's got to stop him. And does Zeej get on the bike? Clearly not. Zeej is a warrior, and he's engaging. And this is actually giving Bad Time an opportunity.
You remember, with this cage, there's no too many places you can take the bicycle to.
All right, here we go. Back in the open. Bad Time needs something big right here. Lands a good jab. Zeg's still trading with him, though. He still has some gas left. They both have some gas left. And there's going to be an exciting last 3 minutes of this great fight. Here we go. Fernando backing him up, looking for his openings. Big 3-2-3.
It's Jiu-Jitsu versus Muay Thai. Which skill set wins here in the third and final round? The pressure is clearly on Bad Time. He's got to come up big here.
He's not to knock him out because you won't be able to submit him.
Yeah, he's not much of a submission guy, but he is a knockout guy. He's got heavy hands. He's doing a good job backing Zeg up against the cage. Zeg is doing the right stuff. He's faking those takedowns, which slows strikers down, but I think Fernando's just going to go for it now. Good knee there. We got 2.5 minutes left. Last round of the fight. It's Zeg's fight to lose. But let's see if Fernando can stop this takedown and get back to work. If not, it's going to, the decision's not going to go his way.
56% of Bad Time's wins have come by knockout. The man knows how to stop a fight when he needs to.
Here we go. And even though Zeg didn't get that takedown, he's doing the right stuff here. He's keeping the fight close. It's hard to get knocked out when you're in this position. So he's kind of just eating away at the clock now at this point. We got less than 2 minutes left.
This is a jiu-jitsu artist bicycle right here.
Yep. Absolutely. He's staying in on the leg. He's doing enough where the ref's not going to separate him. He's not giving Fernando an opportunity to land those heavy strikes out in the open because he's clinched up. He's so close to him.
This minute and a half must feel like eternity when you've won the fight, but anything can happen and you just want this fight to be over. Does that go through? Did you have enough time to process that during the fight? Okay, I got a minute. I got to make sure I don't get knocked out, but this fucking minute it's not going. I'm testing.
Yeah, in this, in this instance right here, he's pushed up against the cage. There's not a huge crowd here, so they can hear everyone talking. So he can hear his coaches, "Hey, 1 minute left," and that's when it feels like the pressure hits you the most because you gotta make something crazy happen that you haven't really been able to solidify yet in the fight. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Bad Time, and he's also exhausted because they've been fighting for 14 minutes. Okay, here you go. The ref wants to see something here, so let's see if
Sig wants to empty
the gas tank.
Because Zig's plan was to just hold him at his hands for another 60 seconds.
Yeah, he recognized Zeg was just holding him there. We got 30 seconds left. Fernando's got to let some go, but again, this is when the fatigue's starting to set in.
The reason Zeej was not in trouble in this fight is because of his great offense. And so if he takes the foot off the gas pedal, that might create an opening, ironically, for Bad Time because it was offense that got him to the big show and got him this win. You almost want to keep that offense going just to not break up the momentum.
And that's where strategy comes in, you pick your own strategy.
Beautiful fight. Arthur Zeej.
Just a smart fight, like you were saying, Jay. Just a smart fight. Used his grappling and actually looked pretty confident on the feet, but did a great job of mixing in the grappling when he had to, and was able to get the takedowns, was able to land the ground and pound, and I think he's going to get a pretty clear decision in this one. Now we're watching the fight back. Beautiful takedown there in the first round. Fernando did land some strikes, just not enough. Land some knees there, landed the low kick. Zeg was just very patient on the feet. Good 1-2 there by Fernando. See, the highlights for the striking were for Bad Time, but then when you see these type of takedowns, gets one here. This was the story of the fight. Zeg being able to control the fight going to the ground, was able to implement his game plan, get the fight to the ground, land some good strikes. This was early in the first round. Going for that heel hook, then full mount, and then he lands some big elbows here. This was the story of the fight. Zeg being able to control where the fight went.
Welcome back, everybody. Action from the third and final round. Billy, walk us through it.
Yeah, and this was, both guys were exhausted. Fernando Bad Time knew he needed to finish. His coaches were very honest with him, and I love that takedown that Zeg was able to get. You saw him there with the single leg. He did the right thing by creating scrambles. Even though he didn't get every single takedown, it made Fernando a lot more hesitant with his striking, and those scrambles led to dominant positions, landed ground and pound, but not only that, it made Fernando a lot more tired. In my opinion, it was a pretty clear 30-27, maybe 29-28. But we're gonna check in with the officiating right now and see how they had it.
Senhoras e senhores, vamos para o resultado oficial. Após 3 rounds de 3 minutos, o jurado número 1 pontuou 29-28, o número 2, 29-28 e o jurado número 3 pontuou 30-27. Declarando o vencedor, por decisão unânime, Arthur Ziege.
So Arthur Ziege comes up big and he picks up that win in great fashion. He executed the exact fight that he wanted to do here tonight. Walks away with the big trophy. That is some serious bling. Let's see what he thought about his performance.
Que isso, hein, Gui? Muito obrigado pelos elogios, mas quem merece elogios é o nosso Zig. Conseguiu vencer numa luta muito difícil, fizeram muita força, ele veio para a trocação. Você até aceitou, né, a trocação no começo, mas a estratégia mesmo foi levar a luta para o chão. Só que você esperava tanta força assim do Bad Time, ele foi difícil de segurar ele no chão, né, Zig?
Zig, congratulations on your win. You came with a plan. He came with a plan for striking. You accepted it at first, but you managed to take the fight to the ground where you feel more comfortable. Was that your plan all along?
Cara, eu fiquei bem surpreso com a qualidade dele no chão ali de defesa. Muito bom, eu não esperava tanta qualidade técnica assim para defesa dele com base nas lutas, no que a gente estudou. Sabia do perigo dele na trocação, então minha estratégia era, na hora certa, botar a luta para baixo. Mas realmente me surpreendeu. Pô, cara muito duro, parabéns para ele.
I was really surprised by his ground game. I knew he was a very tough striker, but I didn't expect him to defend so well in the ground, so congratulations to him for a very tough fight.
E durante os 3 rounds ali, você se manteve se manteve colocando a pressão, né? Em nenhum momento você sentiu que quando ele levantasse poderia entrar uma mão, poderia entrar algo que te machucasse. Ele até tentou um heel hook ali no primeiro round. Ficou incomodado em algum momento nessa luta ou conseguiu impor tua estratégia e fazer uma luta tranquila?
You kept putting pressure on him throughout the whole fight. Did at any moment you feel like he could surprise you with a strike of some sorts and put you in trouble during the match?
Pô, cara, na verdade, em nenhum momento assim eu senti o perigo assim de ser nocauteado. Eu tava bem confiante ali na minha guarda, na troca do stand-up ali da luta de pé. E no chão também, apesar dos ataques dele ali, eu me senti bem tranquilo ali para defender. Consegui ter uma consciência boa ali para trabalhar bem por cima.
Not really. I wasn't worried about being knocked out. I knew I was very confident. I knew I could win it in the ground and on striking. I knew I could do a good job.
É isso, senhoras e senhores. Mais um vitorioso da noite. Zig, com você.
Big win for Arthur Ziege, walking away with the bling. El Presidente, known for giving those huge trophies to his people. We got a big fight coming up next. It is our co-main event of the evening. Renan Freitas versus Artur Madrugajo. That should be a very good fight. The protagonisto, 24 years old, squaring off against the 34-year-old Artur Madrugajo. That is our co-main event of the evening. It's going to be an MMA affair. Looking forward to it very much. Let's meet the protagonist. There you see Madrugajo versus Protagonista. This is a good one. And we're going to meet Renan Freitas.
Tive uma infância pouco regrada, aprontei bastante, brincava bastante.
Catava latinha na rua, trabalhei em reciclagem.
Aí, Renan Freitas, Renan protagonista.
Conheci o Muay Thai num projeto social. Comecei a treinar, eu tinha mais ou menos uns 12 anos.
Torci o ligamento do joelho. E um amigo meu, depois de um tempo, me convidou para fazer um treino de Muay Thai. E eu me recusei.
Depois, com o tempo, eu fui conhecendo ali o jiu-jitsu, depois conheci outras artes, capoeira.
Aí, voltando pro trabalho, encontrei com meu amigo, a gente pegava o mesmo ônibus e eu falei pra ele, pô, André, não vou treinar não, porque fulano falou que tô aleijado. Foi as palavras que ele usou. Aí meu amigo olhou pra mim, falou assim, olha tudo que você passou. É verdade, então amanhã a gente vai fazer sim. Aí eu entrei, mancando, e gostei.
Cruzado, Freitas. Aí tenta mergulhar, busca ali as duas pernas. Oh!
boa queda colocada pelo freio.
Já lutei no SFT uma outra vez, prestigia mais conhecer o atleta realmente porque que ele tá ali, né? Conhecer a pessoa e não só o atleta que tá ali se matando pra vocês curtirem o show.
Eu acho que eu tô sonhando, né? Porque... eu tava no auge da minha carreira quando sofri uma lesão grave na coluna. Minha esposa me levou para um especialista, em particular, eu não tinha dinheiro para nada, né? E fiz uma ressonância na coluna. O médico falou que eu não ia poder mais fazer isso. Eu fiquei em choque na hora, eu não acreditei. Aí, quando a gente saiu, ela olhou para mim e falou: Vida, médico não é Deus. E para Deus nada é impossível. Meio forte falar. Se não fosse minha esposa, cara, hoje eu não estaria aqui. Ela falou, né, que a gente tem que atravessar São Paulo, a gente vai dar um jeito. E ela fez. Muitas vezes sem dinheiro para comer.
É legal conhecer o cara, a trajetória dele. Eu acho que isso aproxima as pessoas da gente como pessoa também, faz elas querer mais ainda assistir às nossas lutas.
Quando eu comecei, era difícil, cara, você ter um evento, ainda mais que fechem com lutas justas. O atleta tinha que vender o ingresso dele para poder tirar uma porcentagem para ele.
Começar a ser valorizado de verdade.
E o SFT tá dando essa oportunidade, eu acho isso muito bacana, né?
All right, making his way into the arena will be someone they call the protagonist, protagonisto, Renan Freitas. He's back at SFT Combat, determined to write his success story after facing the undefeated Wallace Pateta at SFT 48, where he ended up being finished. Protagonista rose again with a victory outside the organization and now gets a new chance to shine in the cage during the second edition of Gladiators do Futuro, worth an official contract with SFT Combat, a black belt under Cicero Clatino, coach at Shootbox Diego Lima. He is a great fighter to watch. He's explosive, always looking for the knockout or submission. Protagonista has everything that you want, everything that it takes to put on a great event. If he knows how to use his reach here tonight, his youth and his patience, he may very well come out on top tonight with the victory and a contract with SFT.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. He's only 24 years old with a 7-3 record. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, has fought some of the highest level guys that you can find on the regional scene. We're going to see if it's going to be enough to get through his tough opponent tonight. Like we said, 7-3, all finishes. Every victory he's had, he has five knockouts and 2 submissions. So what that tells me is he's very well-rounded, whether he's striking on the feet or if he goes to the ground, he's going to be pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, no question about that. And most of those were first-round victories, too. So not only a finisher, but a quick finisher. But he has his hands full here tonight with one Artur Madrugajo fighting out of the red corner. He has a curious nickname steeped in history. It was his jiu-jitsu teacher who gave him this name, thinking he resembled the character So Madruga. I'm going to definitely need help from David on that one. From the classic TV series Chavez. Now, early in his career, Artur was seen as a great promise in the sport, but team changes and the impact of the pandemic, as it did for so many fighters, took him away from the octagon and led him to face a period of depression. For some time, the former champion and UFC athlete Andre Mascot had been asking for a new opportunity for Madrugajo to return to the cage and show what he has. He has the confidence of Magno Wilson, who's followed his career closely, and Artur has the chance now to start over. For Madrugajo, this fight represents much more than just a victory, guys. It's an opportunity to prove to himself that he's 100% mentally recovered and ready to resume his place among the greats.
Oh man, and you know he's coming into this fight 75% finish rate. He has a similar record, but he has 10 years as a professional athlete. So we're talking about a guy who's been there, done that. He has, you know, he's a lot older than his opponent. 10 years, older than his opponent. Sometimes that could mean, you know, he's getting, you know, towards the end of his career, but a lot of times it means he just has a lot more experience.
You can see that age difference right here, Billy. And so this is youth versus age, youth versus experience.
Yep, and you're going to see there that Freitas has that long height advantage. And the age, you know, the age advantage, they would call it an advantage 24, 25, but also you could look at that as a disadvantage. Being 24 years old, you know, he's still growing up, and, you know, a 34-year-old man, that's, you know, I know from experience, you get that man strength, you got that dad strength in you. So this is going to be a great one. Both guys made the 145-pound weight class, so let's take it over to the announcer.
Senhoras e senhores, este combate será de MMA profissional com 3 rounds de 5 minutos. Vamos lá, no corner azul com ele, 24 anos de idade, 24 years old, 65 quilos e 100 gramas, 65 kilos and 100 grams, com 7 vitórias e 4 derrotas, 7 victories, 4 defeat. Fighting for São Paulo, Brazil, Renan, o protagonista! E o seu adversário no corner vermelho, com 34 anos de idade, 34 years old, 65 quilos e 900 gramas, 65 kilos and 900 grams, com 8 vitórias e 3 derrotas, 8 victories, 3 defeat. Fighting for São Paulo, Brazil, Arthur Madrugadão. E o árbitro para este combate, the referee, Brian Bolshop.
I did much better with Protagonisto than I did with Madrugadão. I got it now, Madrugadão.
Yeah.
Good. Blue corner, red corner. Let's go.
Yeah, this is, you know, for us Americans, but man, this is going to be a great matchup. 34 versus 24, similar records though.
A fight is a fight. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to get the names right. You will watch a good fight. That's why MMA is the sport of the world. It's the international sport of the world. It translates into every single language.
Nice, and you see the young protagonist has that reach advantage. Madru Drago gets the takedown attempt, gets possibly a takedown right away. You can tell he wants to bring the fight to the ground. But let's see, both guys are black belts, so this will be an interesting exchange right here.
You know, the fact that he hasn't fought in 4 years, can you be match ready without finding just practicing and action, going into an octagon? He's got the age and experience and is wiser, but there's 4 years that hasn't been in the cage training.
That is a long layout. It really depends with what type of gym atmosphere he has. You know, if he's getting around in with high level guys in the cage, a lot of that stuff could be, you know, mental. But yeah, I do agree. You know, maybe he got off to a little bit of a slower start. That's why he was reversed by the young protagonist right away. He's working through half guard, got his underhook, and he finds himself in a pretty good spot right here.
Yeah, you're right, David. His last fight was in October of 2021. It was a win, but boy, so long ago, he might not even remember how he got the win. That's a lot of rust.
You know, for the longest time,
good for him for getting back in there.
You know, the age doesn't mean anything. Not as much as usual. I think people learn how to recover after weight cutting, and then don't they need to. The 35-year-old today goes longer than the 35-year-old yesterday, but at the same time, my 4 years. That's right where I'm at.
Yeah, I completely agree. All right, great work here by the protagonist. He's on top, landing good strikes, looking to pass. Only 24 years old with a 7-3 record. He's doing the right stuff, and he's with a high level like the SFT. He's a couple wins away from getting some really, really big opportunities.
99% of those 7 wins coming by quick finish. 4 first-round victories, ranked number 80 in the featherweight in the Southeast. A lot of people have their eyes on this young Turk, Hernan Freitas. But it's always the wily veteran. You know, you don't want to call him a gatekeeper, but he knows people are saying that, and that probably puts an extra, arrow in his quiver of like, okay, I'm going to shut all of these people up. Everybody's talking about Freitas. He's going to, no. The old dog's got a few tricks up his sleeve, and I'm going to show them to you tonight.
Yeah, he's been in all these positions before. Being 34 years old, being a professional for 10 years, obviously he had that long break, but he's still been there, done that. I'm sure he's working the whole time. Maybe he was coming off an injury or something like that, but no one accepts a fight to get dominated. So he's here looking for a win and to add on to his illustrious career.
Also, active fighters are always injured somewhere. They got damage somewhere. He hasn't fought for it, so he's probably 100% with no damage free.
Wow. Yeah, it's true too. He's not taking any damage in the last few years. Rolling through for a leg lock now. This could be risky, so let's see if he can roll him all the way off. Kind of got jammed up in this bottom position. The protagonist doing a great job keeping.
He's no stranger to quick victories either. He has 4 first-round victories himself. 75% of his victories are quick finishes. So both of these guys start hard, and you can see that here in the first 4 minutes of the opener.
I like it today we saw.
That guy went to sleep.
Yeah.
Great first round for the youngster, Hernan Freitas, doing exactly what he wanted to do. His corner has got to be happy with him. Shootbox Diego Lima, very pleased with their protege as we take a look at action from the opener.
Yeah, Freitas did a great job here. At first, came out, looked like he was going to give up the takedown, reversed him, ended up in top position, and really, the story of the first round, landed big shots in between the grappling exchanges, and it seemed like every time they were scrambling, he was able to find the more dominant position. I do like how Matu Drago, sorry, I'm not great with that name. Matu Drago did a good job of, when the round ended, he showed really good body language. He popped up, ran back to his corner. He said, I'm 34, but I still got a lot of energy in me, and I'm not going out without a fight. So it's going to be a great round 2, I think.
Hey, if you were in his corner, what would you have told him for adjustments, Billy?
I would say when I think there's strategies that take him down. I would say this time if and when you get him to the floor, like, let's take him down. But we just got to make sure we're really smart with the scramble. We got to make sure we end up on top. And you got to get inside on, like, just like that. Like, you got to come forward and get inside that reach advantage. Big left hand right there. I like what he's doing in that lefty stance. He's letting his hands go now. I love this. I love this strategy.
Much better from Madrugada. Much better.
And he's making Freitas shoot on him now, which I really like that too. So this is just a great back and forth round 2 to start.
Looks like he listened to his corner. Oh, but beautiful takedown from Freitas to do what you said before. Let's stop all the excitement. Let's take a beat. Let me throw your timing off. This is my world. We'll come back to my world, the crucifix.
Freitas seems like he's just a little bit stronger and a little bit more comfortable with the grappling exchanges, and he's doing a great job. They're both black belts, but when there's a little bit of a size and a strength advantage, it usually goes to that guy.
Yeah, he's a bigger frame.
Yeah, but he's doing a great job. This is, he's making him work in every position, so it's gonna wear him down, making him work in and out of it. Every single position he's making him work.
It's interesting with that huge frame of Freitas. He came in at 143 at the weigh-ins, and Madrugada came in at the 145. So you would have thought that the 145 would have been Freitas. Oh, yeah. Beautiful hands.
Yeah, beautiful exchange right there.
They're exchanging combinations, boys.
Nice shot there. And it looks like he's gonna. Oh man, it looked like he had that takedown. See, like in that position, it looked like he had the takedown, and then he stopped. and that gave Freitas an opportunity to get on top like he did. So he just made a small little mistake there. But man, I loved what he was doing. He was landing the big shots. He shot in off the strikes, had the takedown, but then he stopped, and that gave his opponent the opportunity to get on top now. And now he's doing what he was doing much of the first round.
You got to drive his coaches crazy, guys, because he was setting up the takedown with striking, which is just what you asked for. But he's in the middle of the shot, and he stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Freitas taking over. He's just wearing him out, man. Just, taking these top positions, looking for a possible submission here. There's a rear naked choke there. There's also a couple other submissions that he can work through in this position.
Now, getting to the third round, the age is going to start really making a difference.
Yeah, I think so. And not only that, but just he's Freitas is making him work like crazy. In every position, he's putting his body weight on top and making him scramble up. He's just a little bit more sound with the grappling, and he's doing this. He's landing these big shots in between the grappling, and this is definitely going to pay off, I think.
No, I'll be honest, for a guy that's been fighting for years, I was expecting not such a good fight.
Yeah, this is a great
It's a great fight. With the age difference, not fighting for 4 years, I thought it was going to be like a one-rounder.
Look at this now. Look at this now, David. Landing some huge strikes. And now he's putting the pace on him there, but he's just not getting those dominant positions.
And he was having trouble connecting. As good as those combinations were, and I give all the credit in the world to Artur for doing those combinations, that's one of the few things that's kind of working for him. But Freitas' defense is amazing.
Yeah.
Great head movement.
Seems like
his hands are up nice and high. His elbows are in.
See, and here we go. That was a high energy move that didn't really, you know what I mean? He used a lot of energy to try to get that takedown. And now Freitas is back on top, landing those big shots. And man, he's landing over and over and over and over. The ref looking on close now.
Left, right. Beauchamp is looking at him. He's gonna want to see something out of Madrugada.
Yep, good job. I'd love to see him close that guard up, start hunting some submissions. I just don't know if he has the energy anymore because, man, what a grueling pace this fight has been.
Those elbows are nasty. 5 unanswered elbows. 6.
Man, 35 seconds. Let's see if he can survive with that ref looking on real close now.
Brian's warning him.
He has to make something happen
off
here.
The canvas.
He can hopefully, if he can survive this round, give him that minute break. But man, I don't know if he's gonna.
As a
he's
ref,
taking a beating now.
At this
Jay.
point, you got to give him you got to let him go to the next round.
Yeah, if I'm a ref, I'm letting them finish this. But man, he took his licks in that last minute here.
Oh, he's open.
Another big elbow.
He's bleeding.
Those elbows opened him up. Wow. Madrugada slow to get up.
He does not look like he's in it, but let's see. I've seen it several times with that 1 minute rest. They get right back into it.
I don't want you brawling. One hand at a time. I need it from you. Trust me. Don't charge in like a maniac. You're losing gas when trying to take downs. Be firm, one at a time, one at a time. I need you.
Eu preciso de você. Ele tá correndo, toca e coloca ele pra cá, que aqui nós vamos ele. Tá? Trabalha a mão de trás, trabalha o lado de trás, direto. Renan, escuta o que eu vou te falar. Não desacredita, entra com a guarda alta. Não quero trocação franca.
Oh, look at that knot behind his right ear. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah. He's all busted up, man.
Yeah,
he's definitely wearing it now. And the body language.
He's got a little hematoma back there. Big scream, though.
I like that he let out that war cry, but let's see if it's enough. And, look, like I said, he's a veteran. He's being aggressive. Freitas going right to the back take. This is not where Madu Drago wants to be.
I think you nailed it, Billy. Freitas is just too strong.
Yeah. he's, not only is he strong, he's technically sound too. He just did everything right there. He shot it on the single. That wasn't there, so we went right around to the back, and this is exactly where he wants to be with his opponent carrying his weight. My dude Dago's got to carry that weight now. He's got to look to break free and get back back to the aggressive striking.
Good hand fighting from Madrugado.
Interesting. The ref separated him right away. He's like, I want to see some action here. It's round 3. Let's see some action.
Giving
good counter there.
Madrugado a chance to get back in this thing.
Nice, beautiful
nice
combo
left hand.
there. Good combo there. He knows he needs a finish here. Oh man, I would like to see him go back to that striking. The takedowns aren't working for you. Let's go back to that striking. But here we are back to the ground.
What was that?
Yeah, man. He feels so confident in his wrestling, but man, Freitas is doing such a good job of stopping his takedown. Like, I would have loved to see Madu Drago let his hands go a little bit more and look for the finish on the feet. Now he's in, he's not going to win from here. So I would have liked to seen a little bit more striking there.
Team Mascoach, his corner yelling at him, why did you shoot? Why did you shoot? Oh, has he got anything there? Oh, I thought perhaps the...
Doesn't look like anything. He's isolating that arm. That's a hard finish, especially in MMA when they're all slippery. Oh man, we're spoiled. We're spoiled tonight with the AC. And again, Madu Drago just looking for a leg lock. I think he's kind of getting a little desperate there, just looking to make something happen, which you appreciate with veteran fighters. He's not just laying there taking a beating. He's rolling through. He's looking for leg locks. Unfortunately, Freitas also a black belt. He seems very comfortable in all these positions.
Yeah, no question about it. Madrugado is a warrior. He has no quit in him. He's still looking for offense. You got to give him all the credit in the world. However, Freitas is just too much for him. Freitas is like... it's like he drags you into the ocean. He's like a wet burlap sack. Everything you do just makes him heavier. And it's just, he's kind of, at this point, ragdolling Madrugado.
Yeah, you can tell now. He has the strength advantage, but not only that, he's doing everything right. Madu Drago went for a half guard sweep there. He did everything right. He wizarded into him. He used his frame to push back down, and now he ended up back in this position. I think Madu Drago surviving and making it to the end of this fight would be a moral victory, because man, it's kind of been a beating in this third round, and I'm sure he's trying to survive and try to make something happen. Yeah, this is a tough matchup for, being gone for 4 years, fighting this young, very in shape 24-year-old, but
yeah. Your first fight back is this guy, man.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how it is.
It shows the real warrior, He's not picking fights. He's not trying to just build a win-loss record. He wants a real fight.
Yeah, but in SFT, you're not going to get an easy matchup on your way back, especially having a good record. Like, we're trying to see who's up next for the big leagues. And, this is going to be a setback for him if he's not able to get the victory. But it's going to be a great learning experience for him, too.
You want to fight in SFT? You want to be in the bigs? You want to be in the big leagues? You got to step up, man. You got to step up.
SFT's matchmaker is the most hated matchmaker in Brazil because he doesn't make it easy for anyone.
No easy fights. That should be your moniker. No easy fights.
It's funny when Mario sends me a text message, David, look at this fight. I go, I know what it is. You don't want to do this fight. You want me to convince you. If you're selling it to me, I don't want to see it. He said, no.
Nice, and there he's going for a leg lock. Like I said, might be a little bit too little, too late. Freitas wise to it, staying on top, warning. Just beating him up on the ground here, and you could tell the he's not even close as he's tired. This is a great fight overall, though.
Oh man, what a beating! Yeah, big hematoma behind the ear from Madrugado. He's wearing it. He's wearing those elbows. He was cut earlier as well after the series of 10 unanswered elbows. Just a beatdown. All the credit in the world goes to Artur Madrugado, though, for stepping in against such a monster.
Yeah, and this was the story of the fight right here. Madu Drago was initiating actually a lot of the takedowns. Freitas was just able to reverse him, and not only did Freitas out-grapple him, but man, he landed so many strikes in between the grappling. So this was one of the first scramble that we saw. It just seemed like every single scramble they got into, Freitas was able to end up on top and implement his game plan, being the stronger fighter, being the younger fighter, had the crucifix position right here, landed some really good shots. Just a very technically sound fight for Freitas, and just a little bit behind on some of them, but really good strikes here by Madu Drago. He was he wanted this fight, man. It wasn't from lack of heart. He was throwing hard. That layoff might have been a little too much for him, and just a little bit of the strength disadvantage that probably cost him this fight.
And welcome back to Sao Paulo, Brazil, everybody. Just had a great fight here. Action from this fight at 145 pounds. We're going to get the decision. I think it's just math at this point. No one doubts who won this fight, but it was very good. All the credit in the world goes to Artur Madrugado for stepping in after being out so long against, Renan Freitas, who's just mowing him down. So the fact, like you were saying earlier, Billy, that he hung in there and didn't get stopped is a moral victory.
Credit to Freitas. He did exactly what he had to do. This level, the SFT, you're not going to take a long time off and come back and get an easy match, and that was just a great fight overall. Credit to both guys.
Senhoras e senhores, antes do resultado oficial, quero informar que ao meu lado o Manuel Souza, ex-campeão do SFT e campeão do UFC, atleta do UFC, vai entregar o troféu para o atleta vencedor. Agora sim, senhoras e senhores, após 3 rounds de 5 minutos, vamos para o resultado oficial. O jurado número 1 pontuou 30-27, o número 2 30-27 e o número 3 também 30-27. Declarando o vencedor por decisão unânime, Renan, o protagonista.
Getting the bling from Mr. Souza himself. There's the bling. Man, this will get you in shape just carrying that trophy around. That is some serious poundage. All right, let's see what he thought of his performance.
Renan, o protagonista. Cara, seguinte, uma luta muito dura, 3 rounds. A gente viu que na trocação ali ele te colocou umas mãos, mas você rapidamente já conseguia levar a luta para onde você queria e aonde você dominou. A estratégia, de fato, era qualquer oportunidade levar a luta para o chão e mostrar esse seu domínio no solo?
We saw in this match that he came with a striking plan. He tried to put you in trouble with his punches and his strikes, and you got to put him on the ground. Was that your strategy, to take the fight to the ground as soon as you could?
Cara, a gente tem um jogo muito parecido. Por mais que falaram meu Sherdog errado aí no começo da luta, a gente tem o mesmo Sherdog. O estilo de jogo dele é o mesmo que o meu, caminhar pra frente, botar a mão e jogar pra baixo. Ele tentou fazer primeiro, eu já sabia que ele ia fazer isso, deixei ele vir. Mostrei que minha faixa preta aí não é de besteira. Meu mestre aqui que deu a faixa preta pra mim tinha que ter um pouco de orgulho. Então eu inverti o jogo. Mostrei que o meu treinador Ali Reza sempre tem me ensinado. Defendi bem as quedas, controlei, inverti, derrubei. Então assim, dá pra mostrar que o nosso trabalho tá sendo feito lá na SFT Box. Um time incrível, como o Charles fala. Olha esse time, olha essa equipe. A gente tem tudo, então não dá pra dizer pra você que eu vim com uma estratégia específica, não. Eu vim pra jogar MMA. Como vocês sempre falam, vamos fazer MMA. Eu fiz MMA, troquei porrada, fiz grappling, fiz grade. Só que ele é muito duro, isso aí eu posso dizer. Eu bati nele, qualquer outro adversário teria desistido da luta antes. Mas ele com o coração imenso, o cara não parou, mano.
Yeah, we have similar styles. We have actually the same Sherdog, but I was prepared to the fight. Our team did a great preparation for today. We have similar styles of trying to strike, but also taking it to the ground. But we were ready. I'm gonna give it this one to him. He's a very tough fighter. It was a difficult match, but I managed to win it.
Protagonista, seguinte, o Roman destacou uma posição que você fez 2 vezes ali, que foi o crucifixo. Sim. Você conseguiu tanto por cima e o crucifixo embaixo, que é muito difícil isso no MMA. Você, de fato, treina bastante isso ou foi uma posição que aconteceu, você viu a oportunidade de encaixar e aí tentou jogar umas cotoveladas ali?
Cara, we saw that you used the crucifix a couple of times. It's something very difficult to be executed in an MMA match. Was that something that you planned for, that you prepared for, or is it something that happened in the moment?
Então, não ia falar? É uma posição que eu gosto muito, acho que eu sou um dos poucos que fazem lá. Vocês são até acham ela um pouco perigosa, ele fala, evita fazer, porque se o cara escapa, ele tá por cima de você, né? Você perde tudo que você construiu. Mas é uma posição que quando você chega, você tem os dois braços matados, o rosto ali exposto pra você fazer o que você quiser, e como eu consegui chegar nela ali, não foi totalmente intencional, mas é uma posição que eu faço, no final do round não tinha muito risco que eu invertesse. E eu consegui aproveitar bem a posição, mas é uma posição que eu acho maravilhosa.
I really like this move. My coach warns me all the time that it is very dangerous. After all, if he managed to get out, he's already on top of you. But I managed to execute it very well. I was prepared for it. I did it towards the end of the round, so there wasn't such big danger.
É isso, senhoras e senhores. O protagonista é isso. No crucifixo não tem pra ninguém. Posso falar uma coisa?
Beautiful win for Renan Freitas. And that takes us to our main event of the evening. None other than João Paulo versus Fernando Levy, the showman. It's going to be a catchweight at 150 pounds. And it's going to be extreme. Yeah, baby. I love my extreme fights. And there you can see the appreciation from El Presidente for such a good fight from the protagonisto. You've got to really be impressed. Here, our main event.
Levy, ele tá indo pra cima que nem um couro.
Não pode ficar parado na frente do João Paulo, não. Cheira nocaute esse duelo, hein? Cheira nocaute.
Minha infância foi meio turbulenta, a gente não tinha tantos recursos, não consegui ter acesso em esporte quando era mais novo, então assim, entrei meio pro caminho errado.
Dos 14 em diante, comecei a ter mais contato com as artes marciais, através do jiu-jitsu e depois do kickbox.
Eu assisti muito filme de luta, eu era apaixonado do Jackie Chan, eu era apaixonado do Bruce Lee.
Quando eu comecei tinha 106 quilos, nessa época eu tava com 20 anos de idade. Então eu pensei, eu preciso fazer alguma coisa para mudar minha vida.
Comecei com 23 anos através da minha esposa. Ela falou para mim, amor, vai na minha graduação hoje, que hoje eu vou pegar um Bright de Muay Thai. Eu falei, pô, bacana, eu vou lá para me ver. E aí aquilo me impressionou demais, eu me enxerguei ali, naquele momento, aquilo me contagiou.
Apareceu a primeira oportunidade de fazer minha primeira luta, eu fiz, com 3 meses só de treino, gostei e tô aí até hoje.
O João Paulo é literalmente um exemplo de superação dentro e fora do cage. Durante o dia ele trabalha como lavrador na região de Queluz e à noite ainda encontra forças para dar aulas voluntárias de kickboxing.
Como eu um dia fui um mau exemplo, hoje em dia eu quero transformar isso num bom exemplo, mostrar que o esporte muda as vidas das pessoas, que eu fui um desse desde pequeno, então isso para mim é muito gratificante.
De novo o chute baixo, tenta encurtar ali a distância, o Levy.
Eu nunca comecei com o objetivo de ser um atleta profissional, que até então, na minha mente, isso era uma coisa que praticamente era impossível.
Sentiu Braga, vai batendo com força, com potência, derrubou!
Hoje eu sou atleta profissional e participo do maior evento da América Latina.
Eu agradeço demais a minha esposa. É difícil falar, cara. É difícil falar pra mim isso aqui. Mas assim... Muitas vezes ela deixou de pagar as contas dentro de casa pra mim correr atrás do meu sonho, velho. Então acho que ninguém vai tirar isso aí de mim, entendeu? Acho que eu nasci pra brilhar.
Todos que estão aqui no SFT tem que ser casca grossa. Pra estar aqui tem que ser casca grossa. Se o cara for mole, o cara não luta aqui não. O cara tem que ser sangue no olho. Aqui fechou aquele octógono lá, trincar os dentes e sair na mão.
O SFT, ele traz os melhores, as melhores lutas, os melhores confrontos, porque só tem quem tá disposto a sair na mão mesmo, de verdade.
João Paulo is the true definition of overcoming adversity. During the day, he works as a farmer in the city of Queluz, on the border between Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. At night, he becomes a teacher in a social project he founded himself with the aim of training and inspiring young people through sport. Without significant resources, João Paulo conducts most of his training on a punching bag hanging in his backyard, relying on his own students as sparring partners, among them Macon Douglas, who won his debut on the SFT Pro card. Even though he trains practically alone, Paulo maintains a very high level, guided by his determination and passion for extreme. Now, he dreams of moving to Sao Paulo, where he intends to devote himself entirely to the sport and lives as a professional athlete. Tonight, he faces his biggest challenge of his career. And if he beats Levy, regardless of the final result, Paulo will have earned an opportunity to compete for the SFT Extreme title.
Yeah, Paulo, he's the main event for a reason. David Hudson giving the people what he wants with these extreme fights is stand-up only. This fight has a 0% chance of being boring. This is going to be exciting right from the get-go. Paulo, champion of the Gladiators of the Future, number 2 in SFT Extreme Featherweight rankings. 46% of victories by knockout. He is a black belt in kickboxing, and he's coming from a whole bunch of wins, back-to-back wins. He is on a run right now. He's only 33 years old, 13-3 record overall, and like we were talking about, Jay, he is nonstop action. He's an aggressive striker, and again, there's going to be no takedowns in this fight. Stand up only with the little gloves on. This is a huge opportunity for one of the fighters to get a huge finish here. I'm expecting a knockout one way or the other. Both these guys come out there, they look for the finish. They're both very aggressive, and like I said, the main event for a reason.
Fernando Levy is a true showman when he puts on his 4-ounce gloves. Inside the cage, he gives you the impression that he's not only fighting for the result, but also for the spectacle. And those who know him know that this makes him a constant test for his coach, Muay Thai master Clay Bao, father of the current SFT Extreme interim welterweight champion, Mateus Mesquita. Now, like his opponent, Levy puts emotion into every single second of the fight, delivering electrifying bouts and moments that thrill the audience. But this time, the scenario's different. Losing, not an option. Another defeat would mean his second in a row and 4th within the organization. To remain in the SFT, Levy's going to have to deal with the pressure imposed by Paulo and deliver his best performance to date with intensity, heart, and the show that only he knows how to put on.
Yeah, Jay, really well said. Levy's coming into this fight with his back up against the wall. That pressure could do two different things for a fighter. It could really motivate them and get after it, or the pressure could be too much and you could fold under that pressure. Levy is used to coming away with the victory. He has 25 victories and only 5 defeats. He's obviously fighting the top guys in the world, fighting for SFT. He also has a whole bunch of accolades. He was the runner-up in the lightweight category of the 2023 Open Games. He's the number 4 ranked SFT Extreme Featherweight. He had the best fight bonus at SFT 50. He is also a blue belt in kickboxing. Like we said before, this is an extreme fight, stand-up only.
A ton of pressure on both of these fighters who are fighting at a catchweight 150. Let's see how they match up on paper.
Yep, Levy has a little bit of an age advantage, 27 to 33. Both guys were under the 150-pound catchweight fight. The height is virtually identical, and the reach, we got Paulo with a slight reach advantage. And when it's striking only, a lot of times that could mean a big difference, where sometimes when they're grappling, it's not a huge deal. 2 inches is a good amount, but we're going to see the 13-3 versus 25-5 record. Both guys come into this fight with a lot of experience, and both guys have fought high-level guys. Let's take it over to the ring announcer and get this main event started.
Senhoras e senhores, fãs de lutas de todo o Brasil, SFT apresenta a luta principal da noite, com 5 rounds de 3 minutos. Vamos lá, no corner azul com ele, 33 anos de idade, 1,77 m de altura. Bateu 67 quilos e 100 gramas, com 13 vitórias e 5 derrotas. Da cidade de Queluz, em São Paulo. Ele é faixa preta de kickboxing e número 2 no ranking peso-pena. SFTX. Senhoras e senhores, ele é João Paulo.
É isso aí, João. Deixa arder, deixa arder.
E o seu adversário no corner vermelho, com 27 anos de idade, 1,76 m de altura, bateu 67 quilos e 900 gramas, com 25 vitórias e 5 derrotas, da cidade de Caruaru, em Pernambuco. Ele é faixa azul de kickboxing e número 4 no ranking SFTX. Senhoras e senhores, ele é Fernando Levy. E o árbitro para este combate é de Dias.
All right, so it's João Paulo versus Fernando Levy in the extreme weight category, extreme fighting category, rather. This is a catch weight. Both fighters have agreed to 150, getting their final instructions, and this should be a great one. Both of these fighters decorated, as we mentioned earlier, and both of these fighters under a lot of pressure to win here tonight.
Yep, and here we go, off to a good start. Righty on righty action. Both guys are comfortable striking here. Good leg kick to start it off for Levy. Feeling each other out a little bit. Man, I'm excited for this one, Jay. Main event for a reason. And these extreme fights, you know these guys are going to bang.
Totally. João Paulo has the blue gloves and the blue and red trunks. And Levy the black trunks with red gloves.
Levy switched there to that southpaw stance just for a minute. Back to righty now. I think Paulo's going to try to whip those leg kicks in there. He's off to an early start with those leg kicks. Probably trying to pay some dividends later in this fight.
And João Paulo was an absolute fixture at SFT. He fought in SFT 48, 55, 57. He is definitely one of SFT's favorite fighters. Always bangs. Never has a boring fight.
Absolutely, and keep in mind, five-round fight for this SFT main event. This is, you got to be really smart and strategic here because, even though they're shorter rounds, not 5 minutes, man, this is exhausting when you're just striking and throwing and whipping shots at each other the whole fight.
Yeah, in MMA, right, you can get in, you can have a mutual agreement and go up against the cage and get a breather, right? Like, both fighters,
there's none of that.
They'll do it, right? Both you guys are sort of like it's acknowledged. We're grabbing a breather. We got, one guy is over under, and you just kind of pause for a bit till the referee says, I need to see something. But you can.
And we know about clinching, it's like we give them 2 seconds and we separate, so you can't even clinch for more than 2 seconds. Oh.
Man, Paulo doing a great job mixing those kicks in. Now coming right back with the 1-2. Being the more aggressive striker so far. He's got that number 2 SFT Extreme ranking.
Davis coming from his first knockout loss in his life. Does that affect the fighter mentally?
Absolutely. I know.
Oh, he's down.
Huge knockdown there. Wow.
Looking into the future. Somehow is the future predictor. Talking about the knockout.
Desce, João.
What's the guy's name? Prometheus? No, who's the guy who guesses the future? What's that guy's name? Oh my God.
Hudson.
Yeah, David Hudson going forward. Good sportsmanship here.
My God.
From
what
Paulo.
a knockout. And early. Paulo just doing a great job mixing up, catching with that huge punch, bam. And that's all she wrote. My God, the power. And it was just starting to turn into a good back and forth. And Paulo said, nope, that's going to be it for us tonight. It's going to be a quick night, main event. And that's what we expect in these main event fights, man. These guys were coming out banging, 4-ounce gloves. And the way they were throwing at each other, I think we all kind of got that feeling like, man, this might be a short night.
He moves to 14-3. Brutal sport, like Billy was saying earlier. It's brutal. It's unforgiving. João Paulo moves to 14-3 and 5-1 in SFT.
And man, check out his handiwork.
2-piece.
Check out his handiwork. They were both in their lefty stance, and it was pretty simple. He was throwing that right hook lead to start, but then boom, 1-2. The 2 caught him right on the jaw, and that's that main button. And like David was talking about, sometimes when you come back from a knockout loss, you're a little hesitant to start, and that one definitely cost him right there. 1-2, Paulo, right up the middle, just a textbook knockout. And that's one of those fights that, like, man, you just start really getting confidence in yourself, which I'm sure he already had, being 13-3. But man, main event, SFT, this is a big stage. You know there's some big names watching this fight. David Hudson's got to be impressed with that 1-2. Just missed him with the 3. Didn't even need it. And man, what a beautiful combination right there to win this fight.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at there. Just turns out the lights for his 6th victory in a row. Let's make this one official inside the cage.
Yeah, it seemed like it was probably pretty close to a minute there, man. And it was, I love those extreme fights, man. These 4-ounce gloves, making guys stand and bang, and it really shows the different levels that we have here at SFT.
Senhoras e senhores, ao meu lado, Rogério Minotouro, que vai entregar o troféu para o atleta vencedor. Agora sim, vamos para o resultado oficial. O árbitro interrompeu o combate aos 2 minutos e 10 segundos do primeiro round, declarando o vencedor por nocaute, João Paulo.
Guys, can I just make one quick comment? The guy's emotional. He drops to his knees. He's feeling it at the deepest level. What does the referee do? Kicks him in the shins and says, "Stand up." Who's this guy getting out the big bling here?
Look at that. Nogueira, giant trophies. I love everything that we do here at SFT.
Já fala aí como é que é receber o troféu de um cara como esse.
Caraca! So, tell us how it is to receive a trophy from this guy.
Nossa, velho. Assim, não tenho nem como falar a emoção que eu tô sentindo. É muito grande dentro do meu peito. Receber um troféu desse tamanho de um cara que é lenda, que é um cara que proporcionou isso aqui. Agradecer o David também que, velho, eu acho que o SFT, vou falar mais uma vez, é o maior do Brasil. Aqui é o cage mais temido do Brasil, velho. Aqui só os melhores têm coragem de subir, ó, e sair na porrada com essa luvinha aqui. Não é pra qualquer um não, pô. Entendeu? Então, assim, essa janela que tá se abrindo, a galera tem que agradecer e pegar firme, não desacreditar. Eu tô aqui pra mostrar que eu sou um exemplo, porque eu vim da favela, pô. Eu treinei, trabalho todos os dias, acordo 4 horas da manhã, mas eu não desisto do meu sonho, velho. Vou chegar no final.
I can't even describe how it feels to receive a trophy from a legend like that. He's one of the reasons why we're all here. I want to say thank you to David as well. I want to reinforce that SFT is the biggest company in the country, is certainly the greatest, the best cage to be in. I am here to be a champion, I'm here to make my name, and you guys will have to remember that.
Minotouro estava falando exatamente no momento que você conseguiu o nocaute, da sua distância, do seu jogo, e nessa hora você conseguiu encaixar o golpe e nocautear muito rápido. Você já esperava um nocaute assim, ainda no primeiro round?
Minotouro was talking about your game plan, about your strategy of controlling the distance and hitting that knockout right in the first round. Did you expect it to be so fast?
Olha só, posso chamar ali? Meu mestre, Bruno, por favor, chamar esse cara aqui, porque a estratégia foi dele, Ele falou pra mim, você vai controlar a distância, esse cara trabalha meio plantadão do Muay Thai, então você vai trabalhar a distância, vai entrar, vai frintar e errar e vai entrar com o direto, e ele vai cair.
I want to bring this guy in, my master here. He was the one who made this strategy. He told me to control the distance and that I could knock him out right in the beginning.
Agora, a sua próxima estratégia é buscar o cinturão?
Com certeza.
Now your next step is going for the championship.
Oh, meu bônus! Eu quero cinturão!
Já que você pediu o bônus, presida.
Olha, geralmente a gente espera até o final de todas essas menções na Band para falar do bônus, mas você ganhou bônus pela coletiva ontem e pelo nocaute. So usually we wait the whole month for the whole entire card to run on Free TV, but he's getting the bonus for yesterday's press conference and for tonight's knockout. A hell of a knockout. Agora em russo.
Bom, com o presidente não precisa da tradução, né? Mas então é isso. Agora com o bônus da noite, o próximo passo já tem o nome na cabeça, né?
Nós vai pegar, hein, Tchuí, nós tá chegando. Tô brincando, irmão. Te respeito, admiro o seu trabalho. Você sabe que eu te sigo lá, admiro o seu mestre. Isso aqui é um respeito, tá? Lógico que tem que ter esse feedback, essa brincadeira mesmo, porque a galera gosta disso aí. Mas, meu irmão, olha só, me respeita que eu tô chegando.
Yes, I'm coming from the championship. All kidding aside, I really have a lot of respect for the champion. I know his team, I know his style. I have nothing but respect for him. This is all trash talk because people like it, but I'm coming for your belt.
É isso, depois de 2 nocautes, o cara vai em busca do cinturão, não tem jeito. Valeu, Gui.
Great night of fights, guys. For me, it's just 100% gratitude to be able to do. We have the closest seats in the house. We get to be cage side. I'm Jordan J. Adams. I just want to say we'll see you next time on SFT.